and then you're led no matter how you feel.
Saying he's led by God, but you feel like God is not telling y'all that. Do you still follow him?
You said something interesting, Ish. You just said like men don't think the way that women do. So it almost sounds like you don't fully trust their expertise. So how could you successfully be led by
So the
women?
majority of men don't have kids. Y'all are picking wrong. Y'all are literally picking the minority.
Every man that's on this panel, y'all have more kids than all of us women.
51% of black men are single and childless.
Excuses for the statistics. The statistics don't bode well in your favor. So you say things like, okay, are they shooting blanks? Or they
because men, I don't feel like men are overall passive aggressive. The majority of men. Do you think that silence is that passive aggressive? Because we will do that.
Yeah, because there's niggas that'll use that as a way to trigger a woman. Like, because a lot of time a woman will tell you, like, when you're silent, it makes me feel like I'm ignored. So a nigga will do that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I didn't agree with the passive aggressive part until Mary said that. I'm like, okay, I can see men and be like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. Will unsubscribing from the Democratic Party help fix Black America?
Let's just unsubscribe. No, you got to know why.
I don't think so.
That's the only thing that get black people together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Wow.
Shit like that.
What I think will fix is if black people truly understood politics.
Because for a guy, because listen, it's so many different reasons for a man to want to hang out with his friends.
Adrian, I'm not gonna let that slide. I heard you. Why do you think that it's older single women who share that opinion?
Sometimes that's the case. There has to be
Explain what White History Month is.
It's honoring the achievements of the greatest ethnic group in human history.
Wow.
I think all of that shit deserves a put them in the bathroom.
Would you rather have a whore of a daughter or a gay son?
Let's see here.
bruh.
Because if she's a hoe, that ain't my problem. Hell, she just be a hoe. Shit.
That's a whore. Definitely. Like,
yeah, is going to college a waste of time?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think for biology. It's ridiculous.
And can I just piggyback on that?
Read this for me, Q.
Okay, $5 super chat from Omega Green. Depends. Go for STEM, medical or law. However, if you go for BS degrees like communications, is that supposed to be policies? Or
poli-sci, political science.
Poli-sci, okay. Yeah. Or criminal justice, it's wasted time.
Final thought.
When you take a man's time, it's like taking his money. When you take a man's money, it's like taking his time. Simply put, we want something for it. If you're not interested, don't go out. Sis, hit me up. Let's clear your coochie balance.
Do women, should they still be covered by men? Do women need to understand what it takes for men to feel like they should be covered by men?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, women don't value men anymore, and it's evident.
For women to admit that they're not equal to their men, women have to come to that conclusion that you are not equal to your man. Are you for spanking? Let's go around the room, yes or no. Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
But it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose them.
Have men been getting over on household duties all this time?
Listen, but I don't touch a trash bag to save my life.
So let me ask you, could you and your wife switch roles in what you do versus what for that person? Hold y'all back or let y'all go?
Physically, can't nobody hold me back.
Ain't no such thing as a fair fight.
This Might Be Risky sponsorship package is here. Have your ad run on our live streaming episodes, linked in the video description, and attached to our many hot take clips. The channel is fast growing with thousands of views and subscribers. Don't miss your chance to grow your business on one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. Join the family today. This might be risky. Email us at thismightberisky@gmail.com if interested. Hashtag Indeed, hashtag do the right thing.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basically, pay attention, stay alert, and remember, choose your own path.
Yo, DJ Hampton Stampede, we in the building. This might be risky. It's a pop-up. Good morning, man. Shit, my man Mike Brown, shout out to my brother Mike Brown. Video, I be like watching stuff, but I don't really look at like the shade room and all spiritual word and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't just be in tune with it. I think probably for the right reasons, but regardless, it's the stuff that's relevant based on the channel and what we talked about. So Mike Brown sent me this video with Joe Smith and his, if you even want to call it a wife, you know what I'm saying, about her having an OnlyFans that he found out about. He moved out. And these hoes is always doing these interviews now. It's all about capitalizing. It's capitalizing and emasculating. That's all I see. I don't see these videos of them talking about the reasons why they're doing what they're doing and the reason why there's turmoil in their relationships as being edifying or constructive. It's only for selfish reasons. That's what I'm seeing. Why are you on TMZ? You've been with boy for 15 years. Why are you on TMZ? Why is Tyrese's wife still going for his bread, but she's doing interview after interview? And I know there's a book coming. I'm telling you, man, them chicks like Jada Pinkett, the view, just stuff like that is poisoning these minds, man. Women really think that they out here being men. I had a flip in my job, right? So I had to pivot and do some different things. And my wife made one mistake. She said, well, babe, maybe we shouldn't buy this. I said, oh, one, watch your mouth. Nobody asked you to worry about what to buy and what not to buy. You already out of line. My wife never, when we first met in DC, is very superficial. So people always ask what you do and all that. She never asked me that. The reason she never asked me that, she said, I felt like if I was with you, I feel like we'll always be all right. And we do well, right? But keep that same energy. So that was the first and last time she talked about, should I not, don't play with me playing the garbage. But like, they be on these interviews acting like they was trying to do the right thing, but it's all selfish reasons, man. It could be PTSD. Shout out to Alex on the podcast. She said, yo, she always had like a just in case, not like an exit plan. I won't say that, but a just in case. Like she had to do this herself, do that herself. She had to make sure she had some bread. You know what I mean? Just in case her husband wasn't there. But that's not a good mindset. Now, I don't think she had malicious intent, But regardless, the repercussions of doing something or acting like that or thinking like that can be dire. And I don't know if they understand this shit. I'm telling you, happy wife, happy life is not the way. The old men of yesteryear, they did not have it right. They didn't have it figured out in that aspect. Let me show y'all this video, man. Once again, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. And drop the link just in case anybody want to get their 2 cents on this, man, because this is crazy, man. And this is right here. Black Thoughts. J-Dub was popping. Yo, if y'all got insight, y'all welcome to hit the link, man. I just popped this up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Got the kids to daycare, got some time, you know. CT going live, of course, today, you know, chaotic truth, all that. But I just had to have this conversation. And they want to be equal when it's convenient, J-Dub. Right? If you have the ability to just make an OnlyFans, that have these bullshit single member LLC small businesses, right? Oftentimes funded by the husband who has built that ability to even start up a little company. And they generally don't take them as serious as we do, because they don't see their work and their efforts the same way. My wife started a little clothing line. We spent a couple grand, got some sweatshirts. She had a podcast. She was happy. It was going. Cost me more money than we ever made from it. But she sold a couple shirts. Her friends liked this, so that was good for her. But then it was just on to the next, and it casually just kind of dropped off. Right? We still got inventory. I still got these wife life shirts. If somebody want one, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But there's no it's just dead inventory. For me, if I have inventory I didn't sell, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to find a way to get it off. Swap meet something. But it's a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's a different mindset. Let me show y'all this video, man. Real quick. Hit that like button for me, man. I appreciate y'all. Give me 1 second. Is this the other one I want? Yeah, this one. This how it really be. You know, I know men, we often take it on the chin. You know, we don't really, you know, we suffer in silence. I think there's a strength to that for sure. I think it's necessary. But look at this shit though. Look at this old nigga right here.
And it's fucking out here.
Oh.
Ooh, y'all don't ask me do I want nothing. Y'all don't ask me nothing. Y'all offer me nothing. Y'all offer me the fuck nothing. Listen, y'all motherfuckers in this fucking house here. In this fucking house here. And I the fuck see.
You know what?
And I the fuck see.
Disrespectful. It's not funny. I can't deal with it.
And I the fuck see.
Dad, come on.
Fucking fool for you. I cook your fucking food with you. I cook for you today. Tuna fish, all your shit. Juice, everything. Nobody over me the fuck. But I got nothing.
You want something to eat, dog?
Nothing. Fuck no. Fuck.
Yo, they think it's funny, right? Look at the old head.
Y'all don't ask me do I want nothing. Y'all don't ask me nothing. Y'all don't offer me nothing. Y'all offer me the fuck nothing.
Nothing.
Y'all motherfuckers in this fucking house here. In this fucking house here. And I the fuck see.
You know what?
And I the fuck see.
Disrespectful. It's not funny. I can't deal with it.
And I the fuck see.
Dad, come on.
Fucking food for you. I cook your fucking food with you. I cook for you today. Tuna fish, all your shit. Juice, everything. Nobody over me the fuck. But I got nothing.
You want something to eat, dog?
Nothing. Fuck no. Fuck.
Yo. You feel me, J-Dub? I got you. I'll send you a shirt. They think it's funny. They think he just lashing out. Ali, what's popping, my boy? Everybody goes like, share, subscribe to Ali shit. Ali, you got a wrench, Ali? Let me make sure so you could drop the link. You feel me? Yo, they think it's funny. They think it's funny. I got you, Ali. It's the way it was good. They think it's funny, right? And that's what Pops be going through. And he talking about food. He talking about food, right? They don't offer him nothing. And I had to check. And listen, I'm using anecdotal, but I think this is bigger than we want to give it credit for. Sway, what's popping? D, what's popping? Yo, my wife, right? We got 6 kids. We got a lot of kids, man. This shit crazy, right? 2 sets of twins under 2. Well, the other ones just turned 2 October 3rd. So she got in the habit of making they plates, right? Because they can't do it for themselves. Making they plate before mine. Like, oh, I'm just getting them situated, then I got yours. No, fuck that. Fuck them kids. They ain't pay no bills. They can't even talk. They don't know if you making they plate or not. I know. Nah, I got you, Ali. I just put it on there. No doubt, Sway. Yo, CT, I just see now. Black Thoughts, tell CT I literally just said CT going live at 10:30, 11. See, J Dub, didn't I say that? So CT, hold this.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Yo, yeah, man. Hey, it's wild, Ali, right? And she like, oh well, you can. Nah, I can't wait. No, why would I wait? J Dub, tell CT I just said that. I don't know if you was on. Yo, I can't wait for the kids to get their food first. Nah, for what? They have no wherewithal. If you put Baby Shark on, they'll sit there and starve to death. Make my plate first. Yup. Yo, make my plate first. But yo, Pops was hurting that video. Keep it a stack. Like, he felt some type of way. I ain't calling him soft or nothing like that. But they think it's a game. He saying, am I cheap? I've been paying bills. I make sure y'all fed. They laughing and all that. And the only thing that make jokes really funny is the truth that's in them. And Pops had a funny delivery. You know what I'm saying? His character is kind of funny. You know what I mean? He had like I don't know, like, you know how people just had that charisma where they just funny without even trying. But that don't mean he's trying to be. But yo, I'm telling you, man, that shit, enough is enough. I gave a list to some of my brothers who don't have a lot of success with women yesterday. If you dating a chick and she got oodles and noodles in her cabinets, get out of there. If she don't have any kids, get the fuck out of there. If her bed is on the floor, if she got a blow-up mattress, get out of there. If all she doing is worrying about school, get out of there. If she leading what degree she got, get out of there. Real shit. If she don't got no type of workout equipment, get out of there. They be fronting, man. And then you get married to them, time goes, kids happen, you continue to be put on the back burner. Nah. If you with a chick, she got any text on her phone, I'm talking about with her, like in a relationship, she got any text on her phone, hey you, hey big head, good morning, get out of there. She texts another man, get out of there. Don't let up, bro. If you with a chick and let's say you get caught cheating and then you look at her phone, she got a text message, I don't care if she ain't leave. Get out of there. It ain't the same. They don't want if we hypocrites, so be it. We can't take that shit. If your chick sleep with another nigga, get out of there. Period. Don't tolerate none of that shit. Word, Ali, make sure you send me the link or put it in here, Ali, for the next live. Mr. White, what's popping?
Yo, I had to leave the office, my nigga. That shit wild, bro.
Which one?
Both of them. First, how you laughing at a nigga when he mad and he take care of everything?
No, it's crazy.
Niggas might not eat for a week. There's consequences after that.
Yo, real, he was hurt, right?
Yeah. You don't laugh at a man when he hurt, regardless of how he's expressing it, right? Even if he's doing it effectively, it don't matter. You don't laugh in a nigga face when he taking care of y'all, yo. That's wild.
Yeah, yo,
wow.
I'm telling you, man. Yo, enough. And we all, and like you said, man. And this one thing, because you know I'm real what they would call toxically masculine in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. How I think, but a nigga could get his feelings hurt still.
Facts.
Yo, man, bro, I'm telling you, I'm looking around, right? I come in, I would think I was working out something. I come in, it's pink bowls, green bowls. I'm looking around. I'm like, at least there might be a plastic, a paper plate for a nigga. I look in a microwave, nothing. Oh, here, Big Chug, nigga. Fuck Big Chug, nigga. Yo, I was like, yo, man, green bowls and shit, plastic. Nah, bro. You know what I mean? Ali, that's the thing. And we do a good job of this to an extent, but I'm starting to kind of understand, like, yo, do our feelings matter? Or I feel like in a blanket statement, people's feelings matter. But should men's feelings matter more? For the things that we ask for at the very least.
Yeah, but how would they? Nah, I ain't even about to sugarcoat it, man. Yeah, it should matter. But it's hard too, right? Because on one hand, you saying we tell men don't do nothing based upon your feelings, still try to be the same way. So how are they supposed to know? Or should that be something that's just innate?
Say it again.
I'm saying as much as we put on, hey, men shouldn't be showing their feelings. You don't even express your feelings to your woman, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So then when we do, how are they supposed to know how to respond?
Yeah.
Right? Because we say it's weak, right? Even when we get up here, nah, nigga, don't be talking to you, don't be crying in front of your woman, don't be talking about how you feel. So the only one we comfortable with showing is anger, which is why that shows they don't respect them. Because typically, if a man, when you get mad, everything's supposed to shut the fuck down. Everybody gonna sit down, be quiet. Kids gonna start crying just because you there. Wife's supposed to start crying just because you there. Like, oh shit, the lion done stood the fuck up. So the fact that they laughing at him, that's crazy.
Yeah, getting mad should work. Getting mad should work. But yo, so on the show, Uncle Jeff was telling a story about how he lost his kids. It was on the women's POV, right? Mm-hmm. And he brought us through the whole story. Shout out to Uncle Jeff. He long-winded as shit, but I let him get it out. It was it was messed up. And then sis say you should have chose better. There's zero empathy initially, regardless. Mm-hmm. Women don't, you can't cry, bro. Like they talk that shit. They aren't a safe space for us in that way. You better off with me and you crying together than with your wife or with my wife. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Facts. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it a buck.
Nah, yeah, facts. They're not gonna see it. And because especially if they're in their feelings already, right? And if they're emotional, don't even look for empathy at all. Like when I be working with couples, I tell the man that day, if she already feeling some type of way, don't be talking about how she's not gonna even receive it. I don't know if it's a capacity thing or if they're capable of even doing it because it's so few who can. If it's a learned behavior, something they gotta work at. But if you're not really securing yourself as a man, you damn sure better not go around here being vulnerable with these women. And I think that's what men do, which is why men don't show emotion at all. You put it out there for one, it's going to come back on you, get thrown in your face some way, form, or another. So I don't recommend that at all. Even if you got a good one, the numbers and the probability of her being one who can, it ain't worth it. The numbers don't line up.
Hell yeah. And nay, no, I wasn't turning around and make sure my wife ain't pop up. I was making sure I ain't leave the strap on the dresser, dickhead. What Ali said, when women are typically happy, they end up miserable, either prioritizing themselves or being enabled. If that woman isn't happy because her man and kids are happy, that family is gonna go through it. Yeah, no, definitely. I love you, Nate. Yeah, man. You're right. That's why that self-love shit is dangerous. That's why you can laugh at a nigga that you ain't cooking for and all of your kids think is funny too. She been emasculating that man for the past 10 years.
Facts. But I wonder, did he say something about it before it got to that point? You see what I'm saying? Because they may not know, right? So as it was happening, did he say something or did he let it build, and then boom, it come out?
Do we vocalize that type of stuff? I feel like we will tell her like, yo, well, Ralph was popping. That might be good. Like, are men saying like, yo, you got to give up these cheeks? Are men saying, yo, you got to cook for me? Yo, the house ain't well kept. Are men saying it or are we just holding it in?
I think we'll say it, but I don't think we put enough emphasis on it early on. Right, so like we'll say it, they'll make an excuse, and we'll say, okay, cool, just because we don't want the back and forth, versus putting more pressure on it when it's small, then allowing it to build, then it's a volcano.
Yeah. And so, hey, I was talking about some shit when I'm saying get out of there. Is there anything else I missed?
Oh, with the woman would get her out of there?
Yeah, like, oh, you get out of there. If the bitch always see, I'm trying to it's 8:50 where I'm at, so I'm trying to act like it's the morning time. If she like the recording of people, that shit is nonsensical. You having somebody tight or like the joint with the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, that's wild.
If her phone is her A1, get out of there.
Facts. And if you gotta call her multiple times, don't just let it go, bro.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to call back to back. If you call her and she don't hit you up, let it go.
If she got friends like this, get out of there. Women they qualify things and they do not understand. Women emasculate weak-minded dudes. What are you talking? You see what I mean? And this is what we're talking about. Our emotions don't matter. We can't be vulnerable because now you weak, you insecure every time we tell a woman what it is we feel or what it is we want.
Facts.
Like women is strong. What the fuck? What did I do strong lately? You shitting me? Oh my god! Like, does this make sense? Nay, you can emasculate someone with your actions. Then he don't even got to be involved. You dressing scantily clad and niggas know you got a husband. That's emasculating. You allowing other men to approach you or talk to you, taking drinks from other men. That's emasculating. That don't got nothing to do with your man. How's he weak? Because you see, I'm trying to because your morals and values is flawed or diminished. It just is asinine.
Yeah, everything our fault. Even when they do something wrong, it's our fault.
Damn, did you see this? I ain't see this. Somebody got a link for this? I ain't see this.
Nah.
But this should be the norm. But I'm telling you, bro, women listening to women is getting it. I think that is the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
That is the main issue. Damn, man. Yo. Look. And now, mind you, Nate just wrote a book. Look. How does he not know how to lead? He shouldn't be able to easily emasculate. So the clip that I was going to review about the wives with exit plans, she started an OnlyFans behind his back. That's emasculating. See, y'all don't understand. You think she in his face, nigga, you a bitch, da-da-da. That ain't what no. You not cooking for him. You not cleaning up the same, because y'all will do it and then you stop. You closing your legs to your husband. That's all that shit is emasculating. But what we gonna do? We gonna force you? Like, Nay, let me tell you, get a lawyer to read your comments before you release them. Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Yo, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that OnlyFans shit, wow. But it's just like you say, a woman following a man is conditional, man. When he was in the league and doing whatever, okay, cool, I'll do whatever you want. They still got the crib, and just because, okay, y'all may have had to take a few steps back, now you take it amongst yourself to share your body with the world?
Look at
bread? Like, that's wild.
Look at this whore, man.
And she looked terrible. Like, I mean, she probably beautiful for an older woman, but that's crazy, yo.
Yo, hey, she looks. Hold on, well, let me play this real quick. I ain't even start this one. Hold on, it's loading. Damn, it's taking so long. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Look at her. Hey, Remas, what Candace Owens say specifically? I think I know, but what of the million, I think, brilliant things she said are you referring to? Hold on.
Man,
you see it?
Where's
How
Joe?
are you guys doing?
Where's Joe?
He's pretty pissed off with me. So he's been, I think he's at his sister's house. He's not talking to me right now. So yeah.
Keisha.
Oh, let me hold on. Hey, my bad. Hold on. See, this is what they do. See how stupid this is? We mad or we voicing frustrations and concerns. And you know what she just did? Hey, what white people do to black men who are strong in the workplace. What do they say about us if we being passionate?
Be angry.
We aggressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
God forbid we got energy. Right?
That's wild. And like that's it. But even if mad, like, so what? We shouldn't be mad at y'all. We can't get mad at y'all or be disappointed or be upset with y'all. And it's only because from a place of love, right? It's not like we don't care, because if we didn't care, we would just shake our heads. So our frustration is because we know y'all could do better. We want y'all to do better, and we care about the things that y'all traditionally want. Family, all of those things. So that's crazy, yo.
Yo, look, I mean, didn't she divest? Like, Nay, you don't know. You don't have a dog in a fight anymore. Like but the thing is, right? Look at Nay, and I gotta use Nay because she keep on talking, right? Yeah. So if this is happening, right? Why do it to us, smart guy? So if you agree that you get labeled inappropriately, or you know you get mischaracterized, why sit up here and do it to us then? John, you guys don't get to qualify what's emotional, right? So if people speak with energy and charisma, we emotional, right? Or are we having a conversation that we actually give a fuck about? Discern what passion is. Right? Because, and I'm not even talking to John, I fuck with John. But if you met me in person and you saw me get emotional, I promise you it's not gonna go how you think it's gonna go. Trust me. Whether I win or lose, whatever the case, don't matter. It's not gonna go how you think it's gonna go if I get emotional. So stop telling men they emotional because we got passion.
Yeah, and that ain't even a surprise with Nate, because that's what Q do all the time. We be on a podcast as soon as if it's around attacking a man, so we get passionate because why you all emotional? Well, if it don't apply, don't say nothing. But then what happens when it's just a podcast and it's the questions, so we ask the questions. But then we got to be quiet. You can't win.
Yeah,
you can't win.
They tried it yesterday.
Yeah, I know, and you was smacking the shit out of her, yo. That's why I was over there weak. My man was dodging, slap, haymaker.
Yeah, I wasn't even circling. I was just pulling back and man, overhand with man. That shit. Ali with the Tmbr, man. When strong men put pressure on weak women, they run to weak men and women to enable their bad behaviors and decisions. Yo.
Shit like that. Shit
but
like
they
that.
don't respect each other. That's the real trauma bond hurting us. Damn. Yeah. So, yeah, I just y'all gotta stop that shit, man. Seriously, stop telling people they emotion. Cause that sign language shit is real, and y'all be trying to act like y'all so understanding. That's why we don't tell these whole shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one of their number one complaints.
Look, another mischaracterization, right? Totally disingenuous. Who we talked about yesterday, Adrian?
Huh?
Who was the topic of discussion yesterday?
Men.
You can't make this shit up. Back thoughts. Oh. Yeah, man. It just odd, man. It's just odd, you know. It's just odd, you know. Damn. All right, let me get that. Let me play that video real quick.
How long ago? Obviously, we saw in the video that Joe's saying he had no idea that you had this account. How long is the account? Have you had the page?
Crocodile tears.
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife, period. And, you know, he has a friend that...
It's his fault, eh? You heard that?
That's wild.
It's his fault that when you don't pay attention, right? But now watch her contradict herself.
He's been entertaining, and she decided that, you know, she wants to really put a bigger, you know, wedge in our relationship. So she went digging around my page and was like, oh, do you know that she has this?
Now, do you see that, eh? She's like, he don't pay attention to her. That's why he didn't know she had an OnlyFans. But then the girl, alleged girl, had to dig around her page. Is that the same thing?
Yeah. Damn.
So if it was just right up there for everybody to see, why did the girl have to dig?
Right.
See, words matter. They just don't matter to other women who want to agree with this shit.
And I blew it from that. And it's no secret Joe's financial issues, you know, and I have always made a good life for myself, you know. Before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe. And I had established myself as a singer, you know, and I came back here, you know, thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off, you know, other things. But
did you hear that, eh?
That's wild.
But do you hear the other contradiction?
That's wild.
She got here with what he was. He figured her life would be grand, And then she says, once I found out who he was.
That's wild.
Come on, man. That's stop like, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like,
that's wild.
She just double-minded. I think she is an ex-porn star. It's double-minded, man.
So with that being said, though, how much it is on that nigga for taking an ex-porn star or somebody who was in that lifestyle and wifing her?
He's a dumbass.
Oh. You see that, Nay? That's the accountability piece. We don't stick with men long enough because we just eat it, accept it, and then we move on.
Yeah, like, yo.
Back and forth.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, Joe, you wildin'. Singing my ass. If a dick is a microphone, then you right. You sing it. Dirty bitch. Ali with the 20 ball. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the right one. Like that. We mad at women or bad women? They ask for the truth and then use it against men every time, but they claim they're not like those women. We realize they all think alike.
Wow.
And support self-love, facts, and lies, not families and true love. Ali, man, if there was something that should be profit, like Ali is a bigger prophet than Muhammad. Fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. God damn it. Like, this shit. Yo, that's what I was saying on the podcast too, Ali. Everybody on the podcast is a part of the outlier group. Nobody ain't never the people we talking about. Everybody's so loving and healed, and they dealt with their trauma. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yo, hey.
Yo.
I got a bone to pick with you too.
It was good, my boy.
You remember that fight I got in the complex, and you was in the back room? So remember, it was a huge fight at Levels, right? All the football players was fighting, right? So we go back to convene about what happened in the fight. I didn't go to Levels, so we came back to complex. So this one dude, Wapo, send me that video. Somebody post a link for me. Matter of fact, Wapo, you got the link? Let me know if you got the link. So I go back there, and so this dude, black dude from Edenton or some shit, he talking like, he like, yeah, so Ray was getting beat up over here, and yada yada yada. So he telling all the stories, right? Because it's mad fights happening. So I'm like, how you know what was happening? You wasn't fighting? You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked him. He like, nigga, he start getting all like, you know. So I start just slowly taking on my jacket. I'm like, well, what you mean, yo? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, I hook off, right? Instantly, right? Because I'm thinking he won't smoke. He doing all that jibber jabber. And then I went for the booth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I booth him, but you know they always grab your neck. But I'm getting out of it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to dog walk. The first overhand was already crazy. That's why I was able to scoop him so easy. But I was trying to get out the headlock. You come out the fucking room talking about, get off my brother. I'm like, nigga, I'm winning.
You was winning. You was winning.
Yo, I'm like, why you say get off? I'm like, this nigga. And I'm getting out the headlock. You know, you got to wiggle yourself out, right? You know, I'm like, this nigga, man. Now everybody, yo, am I straight? Nigga, you ain't see the dent I put in his face with the, yo, man.
Yo, I had something in the room, too. I was mad at you, yo. I was so bad I had something in the room, too.
Yo, Sway, what's popping, man? Sway might be driving. He might be at work. Yo, Wapo, you got the...
Wait till my connection good.
Yeah, you straight, man. What's up, man? How you feeling, man? I just...
Bruh, I just came up here just because you probably don't know me or watch me, but I've been in this space for a while, and
me?
I used to be,
Mr. White.
No, you.
Yeah, I seen you on enough stuff. You kind of told me about Fight Club. Remember,
But like even before then, like I was on Lapeef for a little bit. Like that's kind of how I got into space. I was on Lapeef, and then I moved over to Fight Club. But like I used to not be as staunch against like older people. I used to be like kumbaya and trying to figure it out solution based. And so I don't want to go at the older men today. I more so want to praise y'all because in this conversation, I had a lifestyle, a mindset shift, and to the point where I'm able to implement things into my life that y'all necessarily didn't know you should have or couldn't have. So you get the outcomes with the women y'all got. I'm fortunate enough where I can implement stuff on these young women so they're not as traumatized yet and they can actually fall in line and I can get the outcomes I want. Like my girl cook for me. My girl clean. My girl listens. My girl, you know what I mean? But she also young. She's like, she just turned 24 and I met her when she was 21. So, you know, shit like that. So I'm glad that y'all finally getting this information out because I was looking for it. I was looking for this type of guidance when I was, you know, 19 and 18 and 16 and 15 when you're these young chicks that, hey, being a nice guy ain't always it. Setting certain standards and parameters for women to adjust to is the better way to go about it and to live on those standards.
Yep. 100%, bro. And my wife, when we got together, she was 28. So, you know, right? Not, you know, decently young enough. And I'm like 4 years older than her, you know, which is a good dynamic. And she had to come to some conclusion, like based on what I believe in, you got to make some decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like she had to make some decisions. So like what people would deem as little, like pork. Like you got to put that away or, you know what I mean? You got to go somewhere else. And they always need reinforcement this way. You know what I'm saying? They always need reinforcement. You know, I don't think there's any women out here that you're just going to be like, she never does nothing. You know?
Oh, no, that's a fact. You definitely got to check them every once in a while. But like, nigga, what type of outcomes you want? Because the way you moving ain't going to get you them.
Yeah. But they don't know it because they got so much attention from so many angles now. So they think they achieving something.
Well, I think my girl looks up to me. If you compare me to other, well, I've turned 25 in like 2 months. But if you was to compare me to other 22, 23-year-olds when she met me at the time, it's like miles apart. Like, I get it when I speak about my anecdotal is I'm not the average based off of what y'all tell me. But in my breath, I'm like, it ain't easy for me either. I still got to, you know, tug and pull sometimes and check her and put her back in reality. Like, you got to understand the type of nigga you deal with. If you think, I've asked her, I said, do you think I'm a below average or average man? And she said, no. I said, well, I think, well, based off that ideology, then I don't deserve average or below average treatment. You want to go a little bit above and beyond to keep a nigga like me then. You're going to have to listen to what I say, or I could replace you tomorrow if I wanted to.
Yeah. Nah, you're right. You're right. And you know what else? Your wife, I mean, I know, you know, but for all intents and purposes, your wife, hold on, let me read it before I get to Savage with the $2. Q uses those tactics on me every time we together. Wapo with the $2. Hamp, you got to get the new Brick Lady video. Yo, Wapo, I just gave you a wrench so you could drop it. And Sway, you work for all intents and purposes blue collar. Wapo, I just gave you a wrench so you'll be able to drop it. You for all intents and purposes, right? And I think that's what women need to start to value more. And I'm not saying even blue collar, like, you know, like I own a moving company, right? So we work more, and like you're an electrician, so we work more physically. But even like a dude like Adrian, he got to hustle. He works, right? And it's an all-day affair, right? In and out, helping people grow and change and changing their mindset. But he's a working man. He ain't sitting back, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think they need that. Like, they need to value that more in men. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I understand what you're saying, but y'all when I talk to the men, y'all got to kind of put that in their brain, man. Like, if you allow them to think how things should be, they don't think dumb goofy like this one lady. Like when you talk about being manipulative or whatever the case may be, manipulative has a negative connotation behind it, but doesn't mean it's always negative.
Yo, that's
you know what I mean? So you might have to manipulate their mind out of to that old thought process and the value in the things they really should be valuing, the things that can get them the outcomes they want. But if y'all shut mouth and y'all be like thinking they should or would by themselves, y'all just as goofy as them. You know, if you know how women think, you can't leave them up to their own devices.
Yeah. And you know what furthers that point? He married the goddamn porn star. Right? That's what Sway's saying. Like, yo, bro, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You let a woman just steer all her own decisions, you're gonna get what you pay for. You're right. And you know what they say, you know, Sway, you know they shame, and now the shaming is for these old hoes that ain't married. Oh, you want a young girl that's giving, what do they always say? It's giving control, or it's giving, like, they think it's like, oh, you want to mold her, like you have
and shit like that.
Yeah, like who doesn't? Everything that you love, you mold and work for. If you build a business, you mold it. You build your kids, you mold it. Like it makes zero sense.
Nah, I think it's just women don't know men. Because if they know men will go the least path of resistance. You can call it lazy or you can call it efficient. But no, we're not about to sit here tugging and pulling on a bitch when we can get one that's going to tug and pull as much. You know what I mean? If I got to explain to her twice instead of 17 times, I'm going to go to the one that I only got to explain twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And you know what happens to the joint you got to explain the 17th time? She mad. Now her feelings hurt that you yelling after the 17th time.
Facts.
Hey, yo, I'm about to dip, though, yo.
All right, Mr. White, be safe, bro. I appreciate you stopping in. I know you got work to do.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Sway, I'm telling the brothers the truth, right? If she got oodles and noodles in her cabinet without having no kids, that ain't the right one. What you think?
Man, my thought process is, bro, women have to be living a lifestyle to prepare for kids, bro. So they got paper plates, they got a bunch of microwavable food, Hot Pockets, shit like that, bro. They don't go to the gym. They don't look after their own health, look after your own health. They don't like to make their beds or tidy up around the house. Like, they don't got a level of OCD to them. They ain't it, bro. They not it.
Yeah. Real? Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Let me play this.
Like, imagine it being with a chick outside. Most men, bro, we got so much shit we want to do. But imagine a chick that's fine being dirty, or fine having like clothes and shit all over the floor and stuff like that. Like, they can't have two dirty motherfuckers in the house, or lackluster, trying to clean up every day. Yeah, the dynamic don't work.
Fact. Let me play this. So apparently, the brick lady got jumped or something. Let's see. Where the volume?
First weekend out without having a panic attack, but then I got actually attacked physically. As you can see, I have a welt right here and a little welt right here. Don't worry, those bitches cannot fight. But two black women in their 40s decided to attack me as I was leaving the establishment. So happy to report, like, this is my first weekend out without having a panic attack.
What?
What? What? She said she got beat up by two 40-year-old black ladies just randomly.
Yo, this the shit that killed me though. This is shit that killed me. I can hear the differentiation in her voice, Sway. She's differentiating herself from black women. But the Bricks Gate situation, she made to include everybody who they would deem black and not helping her. Did you hear that, or am I doing too much?
No, I hear you, bro. I hear it. Like, Oh, this lady's a trip. I don't know why she keep coming to social media at this point, talking about if you heard it, she said this time I actually got hit, or I actually got, into a situation where, meaning she's been lying the past couple times. Like, she basically admitted that she lied the last time now. It didn't take us no finding out the information. She said I actually did this time. And to the fact that she said 2 40-year-old black women. And like you said, shouldn't have been a differentiation about, how we said black women. Like, you aren't black yourself. You could have just said you got beat up by 2 women. If you wanted to say black, there should be a reason behind that other than just stating their skin color. But like you said, it was probably to differentiate herself from them.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. And I differentiate, but I'm consistent in it. Like the Somalians, the Eritreans, the Ethiopians, they not the same. They not. Like, it just is what it is. And I don't claim the whole continent of Africa. Like, those are not, all those motherfuckers ain't related to me. Now, the world may perceive it as such, so maybe we can work together. But don't get it twisted. We all ain't the same. Like, white people don't claim Italians. Like, I don't know why, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just,
I don't care, man. I'm half Italian, half black. So fuck them white people and fuck them niggas, because niggas don't like me because I'm light skinned. So that's how I differentiate. You know what I mean? I'm white around black people, I'm black around white people, and then I'm Hispanic around Hispanic people.
Yo, Savage with the $2 says, my wife has OCD and it is killing me. Hey, bro, I'd rather that though, bro. At least it's clean.
That's what I'm saying. Choices and trade-offs, bro. I'd rather my chick be tidy and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Wapo with the $2. Next panel, the ladies got an answer for her ass. Yeah, man. Well, yo, I mean, they can't be fooled this time, but ain't no telling. Stanford Henson with the $5. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she who brings shame is like a rottenness in his bones. Proverbs 12:4. Yeah, man. There ain't nothing worse. There's a Bible, the G&T, which I think is a good Bible. I don't trust all of them, but the G&T is a very plain spoken Bible, and if you compare it to the Greek and the Hebrew, it is pretty much like kind of what, like word for word as possible, but in very layman terms. And in the book of Sirach, chapter 26, it says a self-willed woman is a bitch, verbatim. So what you were saying too, Sway. A self-willed woman is a bitch. A woman out here thinking that she should just be left to her own devices, self-love, she has her own path to go down. That is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a selfish woman, and she gonna put herself above the kids. Or is she the type of woman that, at least, if like most, are gonna put the kids above you, and because she feels that she has some type of ownership over those kids, like they're her kids. I don't know how many women say is my kids, and don't acknowledge the man's part, in having them kids, raising them kids, developing them kids. She thinks she can do it by herself, or the ideology, the thought process she has is the right one, right? You know what I mean? So her kids need to abide by her thought process, not necessarily the man's.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yep. Real shit. Sinead Phone with the $5. I love y'all always. Have a blessed Thursday. Love you, Sinead. Be safe, man. Don't talk to nobody. Just go to work and go home. You've been spitting some wild shit already this morning. Stanford Henson with the $2. Those women held her accountable. They might have donated to her. You feel me? And they're like, yo, you was lying. I need my $1,000 back. Ain't no telling, man. People, I'm telling you. Savage with the $2. I'm on a one-man island. I'm the only race on it. I can dig that. Your house is your house for sure. Sway, something to what you just said. Did you see that video where the dude put a dress on boy's son at school? And
nah.
So they put a dress on the boy. You know, I think they were like playing, and they took it off. The father said, "Don't ever, ever, ever put a dress on my son again." So I was talking to Love about it. I'm like, yo, my wife is not involved in that conversation. Like, if I'm talking to my son about what happened at that school, my voice is gonna be the only voice he needs to hear on that matter, and what I say is law, and I'm gonna deal with those teachers accordingly. They were like, no, she need to be included. No, you don't.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I wanted to interject because I feel that in the environment that we're right now, that as men or even fathers, we feel like we have to overcompensate for certain things. Like, I feel that, if, me, you, like back in the day, the football team, right? The football team dressed up in dresses one day. And it was like for like some shits and giggles, like pep rally type of thing. And it wasn't like, oh, they are gay or they're trying to be feminine or that, like that's who they are. It's like a joke. You know what I mean? They was just fucking around. And everybody laughed about it. And they weren't less masculine afterwards. They weren't trying to wear dresses afterwards. They weren't trying to do their hair and makeup and wear wigs and weave. Like, it was none of that. It was literally like a joke, right? But I feel the environment we are in now, we feel that there's a narrative or there's a movement to push a certain level of either strip men of their masculinity and push femininity, that we feel that we have to overcompensate for certain things, like a man or a boy or whatever the case may be, wearing a dress. Outside of it being a joke or it being what it is, we think they're pushing him to be a woman. And that might not necessarily be the case in his brain, but in reality, we're not trying to allow certain things to take over and become normative, that it's okay for a boy to be wearing a dress to school or him to have fingernail polish and wearing pink and playing with dolls and all the other stuff, right? They've overcompensated now for what used to be a joke is now like taken super, super serious. Yeah. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. Sway driving. That's the noise that you hear. Well, Sway, we never
I'm about to drop off though.
No, it's all good. They were just asking what was the noise you driving. So, yeah, we never did that shit. Like, I never seen it, unless it was on a movie and shit. But you're right, because the agenda is so strong, we have to have additional checks and balances because you don't know what people's intent was. You don't know what the intent is. So now we got to guard against all things.
Yeah, that's what, like I said, like dudes literally have girlfriends. We talk about women and all this other stuff, and it was just like one day out of the year we had like a pep rally. I don't remember what it was for, but I just remember the linemen and a couple and the quarterback and a couple wide receivers and stuff. They came in with like dresses. I don't know what it was for, but it was like a joke. I think it was to promote something. But yeah, but nobody thought like, oh, this is some type of feminist movement. I'm pretty sure it was like. Even the girls, I think, cross-dressed as dudes or something, like the cheerleaders. They had like baggy shorts on and stuff like that. They just did a flip-flop for the day or for that one event type of thing.
If you talk to them anytime, tell them I said they was wilding.
Yo, but Sway, here's the thing, right? Is that number one, that was rare to happen. But now we are living in a time where they're trying to feminize men. Like it's a thing that's happening, and so that's why men are like, yo, we're not taking any chance. Where there may have been leeway, that leeway is gone because y'all went too far.
Yeah,
and so it's not necessarily overcompensation. It's just like, yo, we're cutting it off here because if there ever was any leeway that you had, we see where y'all plan on taking it, where y'all have been taking it. So we deaden it right here, right now. And that's what men are supposed to do.
Yeah. 100% black thoughts, literally. Savage, you wanted to get in on that or something? No.
Well, when it comes to the gender bending thing, I think that this isn't going to stop. You're going to see this going throughout history. The whole reason of the gender bending is because God made man and woman. So the best way to corrupt what God made is to bend what God made. That's the whole part of what the devil does. That's why the Baphomet now is the Baphomet itself is the symbol of a goat head with boobs and of male phallus. So it's just becoming more. We're getting closer to the end times, so it's becoming more out there than behind closed doors.
Yeah. Now, question though: if somebody's secular, hey Sway, I appreciate you, bro. Good luck on that call, even though you probably don't need it. Now, if you're talking to secular people, right, who say the Bible's not the truth, or maybe they don't follow, you got agnostics, atheists, men still have these same sentiments. So if let's say they said, okay, I don't believe in that, how do you convey that same message?
Well, the way you would convey that same message is you can just see throughout time with just with Marxism down to feminism. Feminism is just Marxism in a different name, but it uses gender to do the same purpose. That's why back in the 50s and 60s, you had men's clubs. Now you don't have any men's clubs, but you have places just for women. So as a non-believer would look, you can see that feminism from the early 1900s till now has just become stronger, and now it's to the point where women aren't getting preferential treatment. Men as women are getting preferential treatment. So it's just feminism itself is the destruction of society when it comes to family and gender roles.
Okay.
So you can see the same plot secularly and biblically.
Okay. So, but what I need to know is what remedies do we need to put in place? Because even if they don't believe in the Bible, if they're secular, whatever the case is, we need more men to stand together and have the same voice. So what is a potential remedy?
I honestly think the best remedy would be, instead of going making society based on race or on belief, so the men that feel this way need to group up together with people that don't, with people that feel this way. So start leaving the secular world and moving towards people that have the same beliefs as you, and working from that group and letting them be on their own out there, instead of trying to use our beliefs or what we stand on to push society as a whole. I think that's a losing battle.
Okay. Triple Black, what's popping? I see that. Savage.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Yeah.
So when did you?
I'm jumping out real quick. Risky, thanks for having me.
Hey, Black Thoughts, be safe. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, unless we go to certain, like, the rules of certain societies, that it's not going to happen in the United States. The feminism and the women are just going to keep getting unruly. I mean, it's just in there. And I'm not saying that they're bad people. It's just a something in women that whenever you give them too much freedom or too much power, they have. It's not. I mean, they just tend to abuse it. They get tyrannical. It's just what it is. There's no way to. I mean, the only way to stop it is we become Dubai, and the United States is not going to become Dubai anytime soon. It's just. I mean, just look at like the woman's thought process. You remember that list came out, right? And instead of saying, hey, you know what, maybe we're a little bit crazy about this whole cheesecake thing, they just make lists that are even worse, that is more restrictive. So the thing about it is women they have a hard time kind of not even taking accountability, but kind of re-engineering things to make things better. They tend to make things worse. So the more power and the more and plus they also are very agreeable. So it only takes like a Cynthia G to get them to run right into a burning building. It's just there's really nothing that you can do about it.
So now I'm wondering if a lot of YouTube, when we talk about this shit, is becoming an echo chamber, because I played that. What's that woman, Queen Maker? Something.
Yeah, the Queen Maker.
I played it for the ladies on the POV, right? And you know how they are. But they were like, what the fuck is she talking about? She sounds stupid. She sounds silly. So are we making assumptions or are there actually more women that agree with Kevin Samuels than we think?
Yeah. I mean, they agree with Kevin Samuels, but they will fight for the right of a Princella or Cynthia G to get her shit off.
But
even though they don't agree with it,
though. But they said it aloud. They said, "Nah, that shit's stupid."
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
You're right in that setting. They said that she was stupid, but then how hard did love fight you about how your wife needs to be involved in a conversation about your son wearing a dress? So the problem you have to realize is they don't like conflict. So even though we have women that come up here and they stand 10 toes down, they only stand 10 toes down when they're calling you out your name and belittling you. It's not standing on their principles. That's why they're always running the carbine whenever you start questioning them and put pressure on their thoughts. That's why I was saying, like if me, you, and a bunch of believers made a neighborhood and we governed that neighborhood with our beliefs, that would be a stronger enforcement of moving how our society was than trying to get women to agree to what we want because they're wishy-washy.
So you curate a place where it makes sense for the majority of the people in that place. Because D, we ain't leaving, right? All good, Josh. I just, you know what I mean? D, you there? D-Town, you there?
Oh, what's up, man? What's up? Good morning, bro.
So
nothing, chilling, brother.
No doubt. So based on what Sav, did you hear what Sav and Triple Black were saying just now?
Yeah.
So we ain't leaving though. Let's keep it a buck. Ain't nobody moving to Dubai, right?
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I ain't living in no Philippines and no Thai. I don't give a damn how allegedly submissive they are. I ain't going to there, right? So what does it look like? You think Savage saying, yo, you get 100 people, 50 people that are aligned and you curate your own spaces? Like there's a city in Detroit that is predominantly, y'all are not in Detroit, in Michigan somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, that is predominantly Muslim. And they don't have any rainbow flags, none of that. They made their own community with the beliefs that they have, and now it's almost like homogenous, like to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, there's place. I mean,
hold on. I want to get D's opinion. I got you. Like, is that the remedy? Because we ain't going nowhere.
Well, I always believe in, just like he said, just find like-minded people. You get what I'm saying? Because I ain't about to go nowhere either. But one thing I am gonna do is stand on 10 toes about what I believe in, especially when it come behind my children. So, the father, what he did, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You get what I'm saying? On points, Sway point, that's my boy. Sway, I understand exactly what you're talking about, but that's high school. Most of them niggas already fucking on something. You get what I'm saying? They already know they manhood. They already know what's up, and it's probably one day because it's the homecoming. We about to play somebody. We do the switch swap. That's cool. But the video he was talking about, I think the little boy was in elementary, 3rd, 4th grade, something like that. That's a no deal. That's a no deal. Period. Point blank. But I do agree with finding like-minded people, getting out y'all area and y'all vote. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have student council. Y'all do all that. PTA meetings. Go to the elections. Government. Everything. Do it together so you can stand on something for these kids. Because if you don't, you already see where they trying to take your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and that's the overarching point. Triple Black, we was having a conversation because I feel like the realism needs to be more, because I know the women got a lot of shit to change. But like for men, right? We was having a conversation yesterday. Everybody keep talking this alpha beta shit, right? Everybody think I never heard a bunch of enough men say, yo, I'm a beta and understand exactly what that's actually saying. Because how many men are actually alpha? Like, are we bugging too? Like, are we being unrealistic and we expect women to be realistic all of a sudden?
Yeah, because the thing about it is alphas have many weaknesses also. I mean, they have a whole bunch of blind spots. I mean, society couldn't actually run without the beta male. So, and I understand what you're saying is like, I think the reason that men don't want to claim beta male is because women shame them kind of for it. So they all want to project themselves as alpha. You feel me? And but alphas have a lot of damn weakness. I mean, the lion will get his ass whooped by. There's a bunch of damn animals that can whoop a lion's ass, and people don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're almost the beacon of alpha, but they get their ass whooped by a lot of other animals. You know, just because you.
And that's why I wanted to say I believe alpha is more so the mentality. You know, yeah, I'm 5'8", but if a 6'4" nigga get to talking crazy, I'm gonna go across his motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's that heart that what you got inside you that makes you not want to stand down. That's what I believe. Alpha, and I feel like most men have the beta in them.
But you have dominant people in certain situations that fucking suck at leadership. You know, they might be the alpha male. You might be like the alpha salesperson, but you can't fucking lead a goddamn sales team.
Y'all going on a different path though. What I'm saying is, do men need to start being more realistic? Like, all of us are average.
Right.
The majority of people are average.
I think we are. I mean, I think naturally men are even forced to be realistic. I mean, I don't think most men think that they qualify or going to get a Instagram model and have her be a housewife. I don't think most men are thinking that at all.
Well, if that's the case, then why is the incel movement running rampant? Because if you knew what to expect, you wouldn't be so butthurt about it.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze to a lot of dudes. It's just not worth the squeeze.
But that's not the problem with the incel movement. The problem with the incel movement.
Involuntarily celibate is the what it stands for. So cats who don't get attention from women ain't getting no cheeks. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. So the problem with the incel movement is like the younger generations, the women are not dating average men. It's not that the men it's not that the men are trying to get Playboy models. It's they're trying to get the chick that goes to school with them, and those chicks are not giving them attention. They're giving attention to the college kids. The girls in college are trying to date rappers, or they're trying to date some like the problem is the scale for women has shifted. So the 5s are trying to date the 10s or the 8s or the 7s. And the average dudes around them, they're not dating. It's not that men are shooting out of their league. They can't even get women near them to look at them.
Savage. I hear that point, but I still think you just posted bail for a lot of men.
Definitely, because I just believe you just didn't get you. That just ain't the one for you, bro. Why is you hating?
Well,
some men have
I mean, the thing about
are they shooting though? Are they even shooting
That's
anymore?
what I'm saying, right? Like they ain't even putting themselves out there. They ain't even. You say involuntarily celibate.
Let me ask you a question. You remember the first time you burnt your hand?
Yeah.
How many times did you burn your hand after that?
Like on the stove?
Yes.
Never.
Okay then.
Okay then what?
That's one of the problems. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes.
Talking to women all women ain't the same. Ain't a stove.
I know, but I'm not. The point I'm trying to make is after years of facing this type of shit, that's why, again, those dudes just say, you know what, I can't get the woman I want, so I don't know. I'm just gonna take my ball and go home.
Go home and jerk off?
Yes. I mean, that's what I mean. I wish you could, we can give these guys like a pill to where they they don't care about rejection or shaming or anything like that anymore. But it's just not. It is what it is. You know what I'm
Triple
saying?
Black, are you doing what right now? Keep it real. Mm-hmm. Are you doing what the women do in the sisterhood right now?
What I do, not really, because
a little bit.
The women do have a little bit of the power. I mean, but they have the power to, I guess, now to get relationships, which is not probably a good thing. It should be the other way around. They're the ones that actually.
Right, you posted bail for the cats who ain't shooting at women. Why? How are they blaming women if they not shooting?
I'm not posting bail for them. I'm just saying that that is what the environment is now. That's just what the environment now. Kids used to go outside. They don't anymore. Things have changed.
But is that on the women though?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Well, think about it. Generation Z is playing video games now. So as opposed to going outside and working on social skills, they playing video games, and then they wonder why women don't want them. Is that on the women or is that on them?
It should be that on them, but look who's raising most of the men.
Generation Z still?
Yes.
Or are dads more prevalent now? Because we have that argument where, you know, there's some study, I forget where it was like black dads are like the best dads. You guys see that study before? I don't know how they quantified that, but if we're gonna use that study, are the Generation Z kids still growing up without fathers?
So yeah, they're still growing up without fathers. They're just having like
overwhelmingly
part-time dads or weekend dads and things like that. Even though we're involved, it's not the same family dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same family dynamic. You'll have an involved father, but I mean, is he going to be in the home with the mother? Probably not.
So you also have to realize a lot of these kids that are becoming transmissions is being pushed by the mom. It's a lot of the mom's influence on these things. So even today, with the amount of fathers that are in their children's lives, you still have a overabundance of mom's influence onto these kids. And when it comes down to not talking to women, you have to realize that in the last 7 years, you hitting on women is sexual harassment now. You approaching women now is being shamed. They're doing commercials about not hitting on women. Guys are getting kicked out of school for hitting on women and women not wanting it. So the environment is different. When we were kids, you could go talk to a girl and she could tell you no, and that was it. You might get clowned for your friends, but the admin wasn't bringing you in and kicking you out of school.
But I mean, Ham, you kind of just accused me of giving a get out of jail free card to the people. But so explain this. Just explain how the environment hasn't changed to where you can't even go to a gym, right, and glance at a woman without her saying some type of creep vibes or something like that. You don't think that things have changed quite a bit?
What year would this have been?
I'm talking about now. I mean, go on TikTok.
When did this shift happen?
I think this shit kind of
within the last 5 years.
I think it's got worse in the last 5 years, but I think since social media has came around, I think probably in the last 10 years it's gotten really bad.
I only been married for 3 years, so I've been outside for a long time. And so I've been shooting at women in the gym, I DJ in the club, everywhere. So I'm going off of that where I'm unafraid. And plus I'm not approaching like a dickhead. I'm not watching her do squats and waiting for her to finish, right? I'm gonna do my workouts, and when I have an opportunity, I'm gonna jump in. So maybe I'm not understanding it because I'm just seeing people being shy, not approaching. They don't dance with women anymore in the club. This shit is corny. That's what I'm saying.
I understand your sentiments in regards to that, but I think the men are adjusting to the environment more because they continue to see men get walked and lose everything. You can't continue to watch people get walked and lose it. I mean, it's like us. We know about the dope game, right? Everybody know about the dope game. So if you know everybody's going to jail, why would you continue to do it? We call that insanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the dudes are adjusting to the environment, and then the women are getting mad, but you can't keep leveling false claims against guys. Or if it is true, and then ask for attention afterwards, it doesn't work like that. The guys are going to resist, and they're going to go the best way they know how, and they're going to go other places and do what they can do that they can justify. I mean, you almost have to have a camera talking to a woman everywhere you go. That's where we are almost, bro. I mean, tell me, the Mike Pence rule is in effect everywhere you go, bro. If you're alone with a woman.
But men adapt. That's what we do. We adapt to fucking environment. We just adapt to our environment. We become accustomed to certain things. I mean, I know on the other side, women are not the same way as us. You know what I'm saying? They want the same shit that they always had or better. With men, like, you know, you can give us a room with a TV, internet, and that's it. We'll adapt to that shit. You know what I'm saying? We can come. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is the adapting? And are we using social media to talk to women? Are we using websites? Like, what is the adapting? Because majority of men ain't getting no pussy.
Yeah,
I think dudes is adapting, so they DMing and stuff like that. Yeah. But when you start to see guys get charges for, you know, DM and stuff like that, everything else is going to change.
What is the number one dating app?
I don't know.
Yeah, is it Facebook or?
It's Instagram.
Instagram.
And it's not even a dating app.
Yo, okay. So I'm not dismissing what it is. I just and KP Triple Black Savage, I'm using the word feel, right? I'm not saying it's facts. I just feel like it's a cop-out for the lack of social skills, the lack of wanting to approach women. I don't, from what I see based on my job, when men are approaching women, when they finally do in these clubs, they barely dance anymore. I'm not seeing the same responses from women. I think the response is assumed based on what we consume on social media largely, because we ain't doing it ourselves.
Well, to be fair, I'm white. I never dance in a club. I never dance ever. So I don't have that experience. So
that's fair.
But if you look at Keanu Reeves went viral because people noticed when he took pictures with fans that he would put his arms around them but not touch them. And they go back years of him doing this. If it was such a if it wasn't a big deal, then why did he go viral for not putting his hands on female fans when they're taking photos?
No offense, Savage Red, but you and Triple Black ain't Keanu Reeves.
I understand that, but the most extreme examples are celebrities. So if he's a celebrity and we know women want him, and he's worried about false allegations, what does that mean about you being average? That you can't get a false allegation?
Yeah, you really can't afford it. You can't afford it.
You're right. I think it's less likely because I feel like people look at those celebrities, i.e. Michael Irvin, when he was standing just talking to the lady in a lobby, as an opportunity. They ain't looking at Triple Black with the dad bod as no opportunity.
Well,
I think partially you're correct, but we can't afford to be in a situation where we could get accused.
Look at the
because
list.
once you're accused, it's a red tag. It's almost as if saying you're going to be perp walked in front of the world and you done it. So now you got to take all of that with that, and then you still got to go home and explain that to your wife and kids, bro.
Nah, we just talking about dating, KP. We ain't even talking about.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. As a married man, and I know other married men, we don't put ourselves in positions where we're alone with women. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair, especially in
look
work.
at you guys there. Look at that dating list. Look at the woman that didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
So those guys aren't celebrities. They're not like, these aren't women dating celebrities that are saying they don't want to go Cheesecake Factory. They don't, like, women have these lists that are opportunistic of being involved around men. So when you add the dating culture on top of the Keanu Reeves, it encloses the whole environment of what men are dealing with.
Okay. Savage, Triple Black, KP, what would y'all say if I say that list was absolute bullshit and the majority of women ain't going by that list? You think I'm bugging?
Nah, you're right.
No, I think you're true. I think you're right.
I mean, majority of it is not. I mean, the thing about it is you got to make a distinction. Like a woman will go on a picnic with you with, you know, just cheese and crackers if she likes you. You know, they're just wolfing. They're just selling wolf tickets. I mean, nobody really. I don't believe that. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like how old? I'm 37. So are y'all around the same age as me?
I'm 34.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm looking like we've been shooting, or is it like a cultural thing? So I'm from the East Coast. We have a different like attitude, maybe. So like, is it like we've been? Even my brothers my age are deterred at this point too from talking to women because of what's going on.
No, I don't think so
No,
many
I
your
mean,
age, but
but
if
you
you
gotta
think about it,
understand.
in our age group though, Hamp, we have more to lose than the 20-year-old guys.
Okay.
Like, bro, like, you just can't afford to just take a financial hit over some allegations from talking to a broad. Like, it's almost making you to the point where she has to come talk to you.
Okay, I can receive that.
I mean, but
You
you
also
also have to understand biology. I mean, biology too. We're still in hunter-gatherer type ways. You know what I'm saying? There's a social anxiety that men have. The thing about it is once you get like stains on you, like for instance, rejection, it's still in us to not want to face rejection. It's still in us to not want to face rejection. Now, depending on where you're at, I mean, you know, if you've been conditioned like in New York or the East Coast where the women are a little bit more aggressive, you know, maybe you're already conditioned to take rejection, but there's certain places that it's not conditioned in men to take rejection at all, especially if they haven't been outside.
That's crazy.
But you also have to realize that in our age group, the women that we're coming across, their minds have already been set of who they're going to be. They're not going to be changing very much. But these new girls that are talking about the culture that we're talking about are going to be the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, the younger women. And that's who sets the trend.
So
how old are the city girls?
Okay, so now
they're in their early 20s, yeah.
So now I got another problem. And I'm partially playing devil's advocate, but I'm also just thinking through this stuff. Because we also tell the old ladies, like on my panel, that's why men want younger women. But if we saying that they are far gone, what the hell? Why do we want them? Where are the options?
Because you at 38, you have the things to not be an incel to a 22-year-old. But the 22-year-old man doesn't have the things that you have. So he can't compete against you. And the culture is showing that the only thing that men are good for is money and access.
Okay.
And dating older to get those things is what our women are doing. That's why sugar baby sites have blown up. That's why this whole crazy dating lists are showing up. That's why when you see interviews of women talking about the bare minimum, they're talking about men have to make 100K. Like, these are average chicks on the street just being asked, like, how much to date you from other women.
Okay. I
yeah,
see.
that's a great point. And also too, Hemp, a part of this that shows apparently to me is when you get around your younger cousins, male and female, you're going to see the things that your female cousins have access to that your males don't.
Okay.
The younger males have access to pretty much nothing. The females be all over the damn place, bro.
Yo, KP, do you think that in Triple Black and Savage Prime was popping? Do you think that my view is skewed based on like the things I'm involved in? So for instance, I play football in college, right? I joined a fraternity in college. I DJ, in high school, which was forever ago. I won like best dress. Obviously I play football, right? So that's been like kind of my
You're an athlete prototype. You're an athlete prototype. You have a privilege that you don't realize that you've had.
So
my son is an athlete in college right now. So he has a privilege that most males in his group don't have.
Yeah, okay.
Bruh, he was telling me a story last night, Hemp, about one of his track teammates and and his girlfriend. He said the bride went out with two dudes last week at KU, and the dude was crying to get back with her last night. That's what's going on, bro, to these young bro.
Okay, because I'm trying to, we just having a conversation because I coach high school football. Well, I used to. I moved and all of that. In our school, we produced maybe 15 D1 kids a year. So a real, almost 5,000 kids in this school. Big time kind of up in Maryland, right? And so the boys that play football are kind of my microcosm. They always had women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like
Chase Young and all them type of guys. Yeah.
So they always got girls. They were talking to women. So I'm like, what are you saying about the young boys? But it's only 80 of them. It's 3,000 boys in the school. Yeah.
Those boys, the top 10 boys was getting all the girls. They had about 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah.
Also, you have to realize that our age group was the middle between the internet and after the internet. We lived before it and we lived during the start of it. So like we got to see both sides.
Yeah.
But these kids, some of these people we're talking about, weren't alive during 9/11, and they grew up with internet and a cell phone when they were young. I didn't get a cell phone until I was like 16, 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These kids are getting them at 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, so for us, we'd have been 18, 19.
And him, another thing that's gonna magnify is the NIL deal that young boy get.
Oh yeah.
Young boy get the NIL, bruh.
Yeah.
Him, how many he running through on the college campus? He running through the whole day.
It's ridiculous. I couldn't even. I can imagine. Prime, I know you hit the link. Would you want to get it? Kasim was popping. Welcome, bro.
What's good, fam? What's good? What's good? I know you saw me, blasting off in the chat. So I decided.
Yeah, I can let him go ahead because I just got up.
Prime,
you was on.
Yeah. No, I know. I feel. Kasim, what you got? I see you doing your thing in the chat. Yup.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I don't think today's modern man has the same competitive spirit as the days of old. Right? I'm a Gen Xer, right? I'm 52.
Okay.
So from my generation, growing up, we were very physical. We played tackle football in the streets. We played tackle football in the hallways. We didn't have all of this modern thing when it comes to women. So if you wanted a girl, you had to go up and shoot your shot face to face.
That's what I was going to ask. Was it normal to get a cold approach?
Yeah, that was just the thing. So you had the cold approach if you wanted a girl, and what you would do is you would see mainly like the jock guys or whoever the girls was gravitating to. It's like, okay, if I want that particular girl, then I have to be a certain way. I have to dress a certain way. My whole energy has to get a certain way if I want that type of woman. Yeah. And that's what a lot of men were doing. Case in point, right? When I was growing up, I used to watch the Cosby Show, and Lisa Bonet was like, that was my girl, right? So then I noticed that, she liked Lenny Kravitz, right? And she ended up marrying Lenny Kravitz. So I'm like, okay, if these particular type of women are liking these particular guys, then what I have to do is if I want this woman, then I have to somehow kind of align my way with some of their attributes, their confidence, their strength in order for me to get better successes. And that's what I've done. And, I'm in an amazing relationship now, but I just think that today's modern man don't have that same competitive spirit. They're not afraid to step up and approach these women because of the fear of them getting rejected. But it's like, what? As a man, we get rejected in life and society as a whole, right? So there should be a certain threshold of rejection that we're already used to just from society and being a man, particularly, a man of color, a black man. And that should be like the standard. So when it comes to approaching women and walking up to women and shooting your shot, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. However, with today's modern man, that is not the case.
So, Kasim, go ahead, sir.
Kasim, back in the day, when women had sex with bands or artists, what were they called? What were those women
Groupies.
called? Do you know what we have now?
We have thoughts.
We don't have groupies anymore.
No, they're thoughts right now.
And that's the majority. That's the majority of women are thoughts.
But
groupies was a subclass of special women that followed groups and bands and got access to them. Now, the artist will DM you and fly you out. You don't have to chase that dude. Like, it's different.
I get where you're coming from. The access
the
is
women
fucking wide open.
The women.
I don't know if you're responding.
No. Those rock bands back in the day, those hip hop artists still had that same access. They would have guys in the back of the stage or in the crowd, and the dudes would be like, "Hey, point." They would point to that girl, and the bouncer or whoever the man's wingman was would walk up to that girl and be like, "Listen, baby girl, he wants you to come backstage. He wants you to meet X, Y, and Z. Who are your friends? Who are your girls? Bring all of them." It's just the way of communicating is different, but that same premise when it comes to getting, it's the same.
Well. So that might be even a different argument. But there's a couple of things that you hit on that I wanted to kind of pick your brain about. You said, "Yo, if I want the girl that want the jocks, for all intents and purposes, I need to become a jock." Right? Like, now you didn't say it like that. You expounded on it. but like you did what needed to be done. I feel like cats ain't doing that. It's almost like men are acting like they too good to level up and then try to go get that woman. Like I feel like there's like a little bit of an ego problem.
But
and then
I don't think it's ego. I think it's scared.
Who's raising? Well,
hold on. So hold on. We ain't blaming the women right now, Triple Black. And then Kasim, also you said men are so used to being rejected in the world that being rejected by women don't mean shit. But I'm not seeing it manifest like that based on what you said, based on men just giving up.
Right. As I said, each man has his standard, has a threshold when it comes to the rejection level, right? Just say, for instance, when you're looking for a job, right? If you're looking for a job and you're doing all these applications and you're doing all of these resumes, there's a certain level of rejection that you're going to get. Based upon the rejection, you have two options. The first option would be to tuck your tail between your legs and just give up looking for a job. Or option B would be to figure out what's not working, make those adjustments, and then reapply. I don't think that today's modern man is really listening to what the women have to say, right? Not taking everything at whole, but there are some certain little characteristics amongst every woman that all of them are saying, right? Taking some of those truths and those commonalities between those women and applying certain elements to your life to get a better outcome. I don't think most men are doing that.
Yeah, I think that's because I'm listening, right? Because my objective in this conversation is to make sure we trying to figure out what the men aren't doing, as opposed to talking about what the women ain't doing and who they raised by. And if Kasim's point is valid, which I think it is, are we posting bail for these motherfuckers?
No, because you guys keep taking out of you guys are leaving out a big portion of this problem.
Which is what?
The problem is women have more access to higher value men, and 20-something-year-old men cannot compete. It doesn't matter what warrior spirit you have. You're not going to compete with some dude that's got a BMW and you're driving a Honda. Okay, you're right.
It's always been like that since the day of time, right? If you can't.
Well, hold on.
Let me give you a quick example.
Yeah, definitely, KP. I just want to make sure we do acknowledge that the access points are different. Like there is more access because Drake can fuck bitches that he would never even see in Connecticut or North Dakota because of Instagram. Go ahead, KP.
Yeah, bro, because if you think about it, right, a movie that just depicted this similar thing was that Tyler Perry's Marriage Counselor movie. Remember Lance Gross? Well, Lance Gross played the character of a guy building himself up, right? He was becoming a doctor. The dude pulls up in a Ferrari, the game is over, bro. Game is over. If the women have access to all the men on the earth through the global technology of the internet, I mean, there's only so much competition you can do when the women are being programmed for all resources. It doesn't make any sense, bro. Like Joe Smith was a mark before he knew it in '95.
If this was this is fake, yeah.
Now you got PJ Washington. So PJ Washington is the same thing, right? He's been married twice to two thoughts. Bruh, like it's no comparison. It's no comparison.
Bro, chill out. Cause
yes,
y'all keep saying this stuff about access, right? But y'all forget we have the same access too. Maybe not on the same scale, but if people stop being lazy and get off their ass and they'll take some decent pictures.
Work harder is the solution. I got it. Work harder.
It ain't even working harder. What are they doing when they put on makeup and doing their hair? Yo, every chick got the same.
Just do better.
You know what I'm saying?
But you have to. I think you have to look at the root, right, of why these women are attracted to these men, and most of it has to do with the men are competitive. They have reached a certain status in their profession. They can exude a certain confidence, and they can exude a certain lifestyle that the women, can come on board with.
But the average
depending
dude
upon
does not even don't have to worry about that dude. The average dude,
it's not
worry about that man. He don't have to worry about.
It's not about that. No, fam. It's not about that man. It's about attributes that you can get within yourself in order for you to get certain women. You don't have to be the star quarterback on the team. You don't have to be, the starting pitcher in the game. right? There are certain things that you can do within yourself to increase the chances and the likelihood of you getting a woman if you know the commonalities of what they're looking for. Each man is going to be in different levels. I would recommend that men find a way in order to increase their chances of finding quality women, which is improving yourself, getting your career together, getting your values aligned in the right way, and women will naturally gravitate to you because they see certain elements of a competitive, mature male. That's what it is.
Sir, though, the problem that you're
Okay, I got it now. Be Will Smith and end up like Will Smith. That's it.
Nope.
That's the answer.
Nope. You could be your own Will Smith according to how you move. Use his particular relationship as examples of what to do and what not to do. You go back, you say, hey, these are the successes that he did in his life. These are the failures that he did in his life. Take a look at what your successes and failures are and say, hey, there are certain things that I can take from Will Smith to make improvements on myself based upon where I am and where my values are. The other stuff, I don't necessarily use that. You take that plan and you move with it. And every time you go with that plan, you make small adjustments as you move forward. That's how you get better chances of success with these women out here.
Savage.
But again, this is what you're leaving out. Back when you were a kid, it was common for a woman to get with a guy that had a good job and settle down.
Okay.
Nowadays, women don't want guys that that have normal jobs. You can see countless panels and interviews of women being asked if they would date an electrician or a plumber, and then they say no. And then once they tell them that plumbers are making $100K a year, then their point of view changes. The problem is women now are more worried about access, status, and wealth. Women don't want average men. They don't want average things. So women have changed what they prioritize. So by doing so, you saying, well, you don't have to be the star quarterback, but you can be the water boy for the football team. The water boy's not getting a woman. He's just not. The women the women would rather share the quarterback.
I didn't say you have to be the water fam. I didn't say you have to be the water boy. You have to remember the way women intrinsically are biologically has been that way since the day of time. They always want the biggest man, the one who can provide the most, the one who can protect the most, the one who can problem solve the most, and the one who can procreate the most. They've always been that way throughout time. What happens now is that they have more access, to make those thoughts known. So now the thing is, it's like, okay, men, if you know these women, hold on, let me finish. If you know these women are looking for certain attributes, right? And not every woman, right, is going to be with every man. I'm out here right now in Brooklyn. There's a lot of middle-class families. There's a lot of kids running around. There's a lot of relationships going on right here. I see that in my everyday life. Those men are not like top-tier men, but there's something about them intrinsically when it comes to their values and the energy that they exude that these men are getting success, and I see it out here every day. That doesn't mean that the women, don't want a particular man. Yes, they want to live a particular lifestyle. But if you know that, what are you going to do within yourself to improve your chances of interacting with a woman in today's society? That's the question that a lot of men need to ask themselves. Period.
So what I'm wondering is, because this is what I fear. We have a presupposition. We stand there no matter how many bullets are flying. If you hear something, are people in these YouTube spaces willing to concede and say, you know what? This makes sense, coupled with trying to figure out the nuances of today's age? Are we saying it's simply impossible and you don't try to make a change?
No, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I never said that. But the whole point of this premise was clowning the younger men and shaming the weaker men and saying they were pretty much pussy because they weren't going to get it. But the man that's 52, back when he was in school, when a chick got pregnant, she got sent to another school. They didn't leave the pregnant girls with the other girls. Now you get a YouTube show and get millions of subs if you're 14 and pregnant. Like, there was shame in society before to curtail these women's behaviors. We no longer have shame. So again, things are different. You should, as a man, always do things to be better because that's what you have to do as a man. But that as a overall answer to solve this problem isn't going to actually solve it. It's just going to make someone feel better to say that's what you need to do.
Wrong.
Yeah, Savage. So if you are saying we don't have shame anymore, you're saying that we should, but is it okay for us to shame these little guys who aren't going outside, who's sitting on their video games, they not working out? Do we need to say take your fat ass outside? Do we need to say get off the video game? Do we need to say level up? If you want her, do the things that the men doing that she wants to see if you can go get her? Or like how does it work? Or do we just leave everybody in this numbness?
The shame argument, he said women have had this behavior since time immemorial.
In terms of hypergamy?
In terms of hypergamy, not shame, fam, not shame. We're talking about their nature.
Hypergamy.
Yes.
But there was shame that was put on women if they stepped out on their man, if they had unwanted pregnancies as children. Like, you
but
couldn't
they were still doing it. They were still doing it. They were still doing it. Even being shamed, they were still doing it. They can't help their nature, fam.
Let them finish the thought. Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, people sold drugs in the 70s, but now you have rappers that make music about selling drugs. Like, things always happen, but what is acceptable has changed. So the women did it, but it wasn't on Front Street to where now they make music about being thoughts, where they're telling other women to leave their husbands if they're unhappy. The shame with women has changed, so it's changed the dating market. That's why marriages are down, birth rates are down. That's why divorces are down, because not enough people are getting married. That's why you have men our age are having less sex than our fathers did at their age. Like, all of the numbers that have to deal with men and women are going down in all aspects. Okay. So it's not just one thing.
Let me ask you a question then. Well, my focus team I want to see something. And KP, anybody can kind of answer. To improve, do these corny ass young boys need to be shamed into being stronger, or does society have to change in order for men and women to come closer together? Like, what do you think we could do more quickly and efficiently to kind of like wake this shit up? Because we keep on talking about the same issues. Is what's a better solution? Because if these hoes ain't changing, then we at least have to push these young boys to be like, I know.
But this is the thing, fam. For me, competitive males hang around competitive males. Through nature, men like to compete. There's a reason why a lot of these incels are gravitating to YouTube, to certain channels, right? Because they see someone that's getting success and they want to align themselves with that success. They're taking the experiences from these individuals, that are successful, and are applying it to their lives because they want to be better, because they want to change their results. If you are a competitive man, then you will align yourself with other competitive men, because iron sharpens iron. And I don't think a lot of these men out here, modern men out here today, have enough competitive role models where they can compete against.
Okay. Savage, you want to reply to that? And I'm going to get Uncle Jeff in because he just popped on.
No, he's completely right. What we should do is we should make these men be the best that they can possibly be. We should make the top 10% be the top 20%. And then when they achieve that, they can be just like that dude in the video that dated an ex-porn star, because, there's more women doing OnlyFans than teaching children these days. So they should work 10 times harder for 10 times worse women. Agreed.
But you're being facetious a little bit.
Yeah, he is. So. He is.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm just listening, because I understand what's going on out here, but I just feel like people are pussy, like, just generally in this world. What's up, Uncle Jeff?
I feel like there's more virgins than
you on mute, Uncle Jeff?
Definitely.
Yeah, they are.
There's more male virgins.
More
versions.
male versions.
More male versions.
There's
You on
four.
mute? There you go.
There's less
There you go,
women
Jeff.
virgins.
Yeah.
Hey people, I got a Savage. Wow, he hit the arrow right in the middle of the bullseye. The concept of shame has been lost because you're dealing with a generation of people who have raised themselves. These are the people who were betrayed as children by my generation. I'm 58. My generation really did y'all bad, man, and left y'all out here like this. And again, because this problem is so screwed up, there's room for everybody to be right. Brother Kasim is not wrong. None of us are the what I feel is the approach, which I get such pushback for being so fatalist, is that we are all talking about groups of people who ain't gonna make it. With whatever's coming, your lazy ass on the couch ain't gonna make it. Your hoish ass in the street ain't gonna make it. Which this whole group of people, I think coming down on video gamers is a bit short-sighted. To me, my problem with video dudes that play video games is them being end users. If all you're doing is playing, you're not trying to sell a video game, create a video game, score a video game, voice over a video game, none of that. You just the end user. Well, then this might as well be heroin or crack because it's not of any use to you. Do you know how many teams? There are teams of people who make good money competing in video games. It's like an underground, huge.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do that, if you're going to sponsor a team, if you're going to turn this into a business, I'm all for it. But if you're just sitting there, don't no woman want to hear about how you took the 88 Pistons to the NBA Finals on PlayStation today while she was at work. No, nobody's impressed with that. Now, if you've come up with a way to make a new game, well, that shows that you're pushing out into the world. So many of these dudes have recoiled and they mad because they're not getting what they feel they're supposed to get naturally, but they're not acting naturally. Like Kasim said, competition between men is natural. It is natural, and it is natural for them to want the winners. The problem became when everybody got a goddamn trophy just for getting out of the car. This is a big problem. It's a big ball of yarn, and you can't just pull one string and straighten it all out. You got to there's layers to it, is all I'm saying. I can't hear you, Hamp. You're muted.
You're on mute, Hamp.
That's my fault. No, that's
somebody sneaking in the house. Somebody sneaking in there behind you.
Oh,
Hamp.
yeah,
Watch them.
Not bad. It's that's real. I think it is certainly multifaceted, multi-layered. Chaotic Truth, he going live right now, so I'm about to head over there and make sure I support my brother for sure. But Uncle Jeff, I know you. Do you just come in late?
I just got here, man. I just got through walking my dog.
So we talked about a bunch of stuff, but in this space, I feel like I don't know if we hold each other to the high standards that we need to.
Okay.
I just feel like we do post a lot of bail for people who just ain't even talking to women for whatever the reasons are. They may be very valid reasons.
You know I'm stealing that, right? You post a lot of bail. I like that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because, the Me Too's and all that, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was outside, I only been married since 2020.
Okay.
So I was outside and I've been shooting since shooting. I don't give a damn about a no. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's but we are in this climate, but I just never experienced it. But KP did make sure he clarified it with me. My life is different because I play football. I'm in a fraternity. I DJ. So my scope is probably just, skewed because I don't deal with
yours is gonna be different, man. It's gonna be different from the It's going to be different from the scientist, the engineer, those guys, because the social skills is different, bro.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But it gives you an advantage because you're always going to be around ladies, and they're always going to be around you. And you know the social cues once you've been around them so long.
Yeah.
That's how you're
Ham,
able to
Ham,
moderate the
did
ladies
you-
that you're moderating.
Okay.
Ham, did you when y'all was like, you know, teenagers, young men, whatever? Did y'all used to like have little competitions with your boy? Did you used to have little competitions with your boy?
course.
Calling that?
Absolutely.
Now, that's
We
what I'm
did. I
talking
did.
about. Is the difference.
Yeah,
bro. A lot of
absolutely.
these dudes don't have that. A lot of these dudes they ain't never had it. They never
The
social
social
approach
environment has
nothing.
changed, bro. You
They
heard the
ain't-
trophy thing that Jeff said. Jeff told you about everybody get a trophy.
Yes.
You don't even like, bro.
That ain't
I
got
was at my
nothing to do
10-year-old
with the fact
nephew's
that
game.
these niggas
It
ain't
does.
building
That's
they
the
shot
social
from the early
environment.
age, bro.
Jeff,
We
could
wasn't
you
football
repeat
players
that, bro?
back then, dog. We was regular dudes. High as
Yeah,
hell.
but
Wait a
again,
minute.
Right, but you could be a certain dude in your neighborhood or in your community, right? Or on your block, right? You could have a certain status in there that the women would gravitate to,
I don't
right?
even think it even needed that because the dude that was getting it was all I saw was confidence when I was growing up. But
Yeah, and
not even
swag.
looks. Not
Okay.
even
Okay.
looks.
Can
It
I?
was
Can I?
ugly niggas get bagging
Can I?
chicks,
Come
bro.
on, man. Okay. Let's talk about
What?
the three things. And again, there's room for everybody to be right here. Prime is not wrong. There are three things that no woman can resist: chivalry, confidence, and there's another one. I can't think of it. I'm already
Generosity.
No. Humor, chivalry, confidence, and humor. If you have those three things, brother, this is why women stay away from ugly dudes. Because an ugly dude with chivalry, confidence, and humor got a shot. That's why they go, oh, I'm gonna wind up with my panties down around your bed if you tell one more joke with your ugly, well-dressed ass. That's how that works. What has happened is there's a group of grown men that had no grown man model before them because of the old fucked up ass dudes in my generation. Somebody sold the dope, somebody bought it, somebody shot somebody, and when you sell dope, use dope, shoot somebody and go to jail, that's 4 different groups of families that are destroyed right there. Destroyed. The children of those families are left with no guidance. So you don't have men that understand that you're gonna get some rejection. The lion don't eat every zebra it chase. You it's gonna like ham, bruh. Same thing, bruh. It's a numbers game. When I was growing up, and again, I was never really a jock. I learned how to fight because niggas was beating me up. I joined the Marines because my stepfather, whole nother story, said I couldn't. I was always a musician. This is the ugliest I've ever been. I never really had a problem with ladies because of all the men that I saw interacting with them. I came up seeing dudes that'll walk up on a woman cold like a salesman. Hey sister, how you doing? My name is Mike. What's your name? Valerie? You look great today. And I just thought you should know. And walk away because he see her all the time on that route. He didn't plant the seed. He ain't see. I'm not trying to mash up on you right now. But a couple of days later, hey Valerie, I see you out here at the same time all the time. Look here, there's that soda truck right there. That truck right there. Let me buy you a drink off of the truck and we can talk. She might say, "Get away from me, fool," but everybody ain't gonna say that.
Well, Uncle Jeff, though.
Yes, sir.
Valerie only had access to the block, though. That was one of the sentiments. So
Right.
now, if Valerie got Instagram, and now 1,000 people a day are liking her pictures and telling her she looked pretty today, how much effect does your pretty have?
Well, here's the great news. Just counting the black women, you're outnumbered by 2 million. I refuse to believe that in the 48 contiguous states, there are absolutely no women under the age of 45 that are sane. that there are no women who don't deal with this shit, that there are no women who don't think this is asinine and would like to just go out on a date with a man and be treated fairly. I believe those women exist. I also believe that it's up to us to find them. And every time I bring up the solution, I get, yeah, but I hear nobody trying it. So I can't buy the complaint of the girl who gets 1,000 people telling her a day. Why are you fucking with her? You trying to tell me ain't no girls out there on that? Ain't no India Aries out there? Ain't no Erykah Badu's out there? They're all Cardi B, all of them? Yeah. Well, if you're saying they're all Cardi B, well, then you're right. You're doomed. And yeah. That's a super problem. I can't
Uncle
get
Jeff.
super problems. Yeah.
The biggest is not that they're all Cardi B, it's that the ones that aren't hang out with the ones that are, and it's kind of hard to differentiate, let alone not have them being influenced by the ones that are.
So, shoot at the group. You just shoot at the group and see what sticks, right?
No, here's what you do.
Oh, they too scared for that. They too scared.
My girl, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. My girl's lost a lot of friends being with me, and most of them single.
Yo,
well, actually, all of them was single. All of them was single.
Go ahead, Katie. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Savage.
That's typically what happens because the group of women will shame the woman that goes off with her man because they know that she's no longer going to be with them in their singleness, in their miserableness. Okay. I mean, my wife don't pretty much have feelings like that, and that's typically what happens.
But that's why it's important to single them out from the herd, right? Just as Jeff said, if you see that woman out by herself walking around, you shoot your shot where she doesn't have the influence of those other friends. That's what Jeff was talking about.
Okay. World class was popping. Hold on, let me get Savage. Savage want to say something real quick.
I would just like to ask all the men on this panel, how many dresses did you guys wear by the teacher in first grade? How many teachers put you guys in dresses?
None.
None. Okay. So how many of you guys had competitions where you were encouraged to get girls' numbers when you were kids?
Me.
By older people.
Oh, I did.
You always did.
Yeah, you said write them down.
My dad. Yep.
Okay.
With a piece of paper on that black and white notepad.
Okay.
Okay.
So as the youngest on the panel, I've had neither one of those situations.
He's going down. He's going down the path. Go ahead, Savage.
Okay. So can we say that you guys were encouraged to chase women, and today that behavior is called toxic, and the teachers and the schools don't encourage that behavior, and now they're putting boys in dresses. So again, things are different. Boys are not raised to be boys. Boys are going out into the world thinking that they're just like women, and women are thinking that they're just like men.
Yes.
The younger generations are not the same.
What part of that do you think we don't get?
I wasn't talking against your point. I wasn't. This is points from earlier.
Okay.
I wasn't addressing you.
But not really, but kind of too, though, right? You are talking against the point.
Let's
hey, Uncle Jeff, Uncle Jeff, real quick, I got to make a call. After you respond, I just want to get the misogynist in because he's brand new. That's all.
Okay. What I'm hearing right now is a bunch of people who want to go ice fishing, but they're complaining because it's cold. All right. This is the landscape. Unless
Sir, I'm white. I love ice fishing.
Okay, that's hilarious, Savage. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm sorry. That whole flock of women you with does not intimidate me at all. I will roll up on 5 of you and go, "Excuse me, ladies, how y'all doing? Is everybody?" And I ain't buying no drinks for all of you helpers either. Hey, ladies, how's everybody doing tonight? My name is Jeff. I was across the way, but I saw you. No disrespect. You all look very nice. What's your name? Kim? Jeff, nice to meet you. Would you like to dance? If she says no, you know what I'm thinking? Yes, my uncle did this. Here you go. My uncle did this in Germany. He would walk into a club and ask a girl, the finest girl, to dance. If she said no, he'd turn around and leave the club. He'd put his drink down and leave. He did that about 4 or 5 times till one time the finest girl did say yes and he could dance his ass off. And he danced with her, said thank you, and left again. The next time he came to the club, he didn't have no problem getting to dance from the finest women there because he set the standard that I only dance with the finest women. And because women all believe or would like to believe that they're at their finest, if not the finest, he flipped the psychology of the whole room. It is about you. You are the hunter. What you telling me is that it's mostly carp out here. Well, I'm telling you to stop freshwater fishing in lakes and take your ass to the ocean. And here's how you get there. You start looking at the social media sites of women who talk like they got some goddamn sense. And the bigger ones have bigger followings. And somebody in your city listens to her. And that girl has friends. So why not find her, look amongst her friends, and ask that girl out for some tea in the middle of the afternoon? And nobody ever, whenever I say that, watch what happens here. We will not talk about that for 5 minutes. We won't talk about it for 3. We're going to go back to complaining about the broads you don't want.
Facts.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's more so young men don't feel an incentive to go after one.
You don't feel, wait, whoa. You don't feel what's the case? Hello?
He says that they feel that the men of today don't feel the incentive to go after those women.
Heard that part. He said, I don't feel that's the case. What is that?
Snake.
Exactly. No, it doesn't matter.
I'm driving.
What is that?
Okay, it's reception.
When you say you
What
don't,
I said was, most young men don't feel there's any. Goddamn.
Not that part.
You gotta stick to the feeling and just listen. Anyways, most young men don't feel there's an incentive to go after women outside of box. And if they're not getting boxed, they're gonna stick to themselves.
Okay, that's a very excellent point. I'm not quite sure what it had to do with this one. However, I'll ask you again. When you said
we were talking, when Savage brings up the difference in the generations, like I said, a lot of young men are going to the trials and tribulations of not finding women that you are raising outside of their box.
Okay, I have a daughter that's 20. I was in her life. I was the second person to hold her when she came out of her mother. From that day to this one, I have not been absent in her life. I taught her to be respected by men. I taught her to, in conversation, be respectful to men. I taught her to dress and act like a lady through my wife, who taught her things about being a woman. Now that she is 20, she is dating a dude that she went to school with since preschool. They've known each other. Is a respectable young man. Neither of them are perfect, but they have a relationship that works for them for right now because of the models that I set. I refuse to believe that I am the only black man in my late 50s in the 48 contiguous states that raised a 20-something-year-old daughter like that. I refuse.
Thank you. You know what? People try to say that, there's more hoes without, because they don't have their fathers. Wasn't there a study that showed that black men are part of the children's lives more than any other race?
And that single fathers, and this is kind of offhand.
I'm sure it's not only men, right?
No, brother, single fathers have the same success rate of raising children as two parents. Single mothers do not. Now, I got my whole point is this, is that all I'm hearing, here's what it is. Who here has seen Apollo 13?
I have.
Okay, there's a scene in the movie where the shit hits the fan. And all the scientists are going, oh, well, they're gonna slingshot off the moon's gravity into nothing. Oh, well, they're going to freeze. Oh, they're going to run out of air. Oh, they're going to burn up. And Ed Harris's character, who's in charge, comes out and says, This room is full of the smartest people in the world. I can get a monkey to tell me how it won't work. I need you to tell me how it can. And right now, that's all I'm hearing is how it won't work. Every time we bring up something, well, it's because of how they was raised. Well, it's because of what they not doing. Well. This is what happens to people in the wilderness. They die of shame. They don't die of starvation. They don't die of exposure. They usually die because they can't believe they're in the situation they're in, so they don't do fuck all to get out of it. This is what I'm hearing right here on this panel. This is a different day. This is what happened. This, the women are this, the dudes are that. All of those.
How many of you guys are dating 20-year-old women? How many of you guys are dating early 20-year-old women?
None of us.
3 years ago. So you guys don't really have the experience to be speaking. And 20 years ago, Jeff was dating 20-year-old women as well. 20 years ago, Jeff was dating 20-year-old women as well. We're talking about the 20-year-old women right now, correct?
No, 30 years ago, I was dating 20-year-old women. You're talking about 20-year-old women
there
now.
You go.
There you go.
So, like I said, the 20-year-old women right now, the way you guys raise them, for some reason, is not reflecting in how they move in relationships. For the majority. Okay. And my thought process is either you weren't there as a father or you didn't do your job.
Well, okay, Brother Sway. I'm going to give you all of that. But again, here's your problem. You're the very fact that you're in here means that you are not supposed to be with an ordinary woman because you're not an ordinary dude. So let's stop talking about ordinary women. And I'll repeat.
I'm not talking about myself.
Okay. Let's take it off of you. I'm trying to give it to you off the rack. You want it custom made? Here it goes. Any individual who does not consider himself ordinary, as in over 20, goal-oriented, no criminal record, can conjugate a verb, looks good in a suit, is comfortable in the Oval Office or a dice game, and don't need no girl's help, that dude right there is extraordinary. He shouldn't be looking for ordinary women anyway. And if you are telling me, unless you are telling me, and I need to hear this, that there are no women to date at all worthy whatsoever in the 48 contiguous states between the ages of 22 and 40. If that's the statement you're making, I will stand down. If you're not, then let's find the ones who are. I don't give a fuck if there's only 6 of them.
Well, I'm 34 and I'm married, but my wife didn't go to college.
If there's only 10% of the marriageable quote-unquote women, and they're all getting cuffed up by niggas like me, the other 10% of extraordinary men, then you're going to be left up with a bunch of disgruntled people.
Perfect. That you don't give a fuck about anyway. Because what we're talking about is lazy motherfuckers that won't get off the couch and horrible ass broads that need to be with them. Those people are going to perish, Brother Sway. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That this thinking that you and Savage and Kasim, Prime, they get all this thinking you guys have. You don't seem to understand that you are standing on the hill watching the herd go by, complaining about what's in the fucking herd. That's not you. You're right. These people exist and they're not going to make it. The next catastrophe is going to eat those people. Because that thinking will not make it. The thinking that is here will. The problem is that the dudes who come here are still thinking about the broads down there. And unless you are willing to tell me that there are 0 broads available, then I'm sorry.
Just to clear the air, Jeff, I don't have that issue with women. I love women. I've been in a relationship right now for the past 16 years. So I don't have these issues that a lot of these modern men are talking about when it comes to these women. In addition, the women that I interact with in my professional life, I get the positive response from these women. So I can't relate to most of the stuff that these guys talking about with these modern women. However, I do see the behavior.
I'm gonna take him in a minute. Okay. I hear there's a space here. I don't want to jump in on nobody talking. Is it
the misogynists get to talk?
No, I didn't.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Uncle Jeff, are you the host of this show or what?
No, I believe Hamp is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, to go off my point, when you ask a woman what their worth is, they're worth, you know what I'm saying, they ain't worth a change of a penny. You know what I'm saying? When you see their actions, when you see their values, their morals, it's kind of up in the gutters. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are fairly stupid, in my opinion. What I think the main reason why there's a disconnect in relationships is because men and society has allowed emasculated men to the point where women control the narrative, and they control they control the game as far as how they perceive men and what they expect from men. Here's the issue. When men, back in the day, men were very direct. They weren't indirect. You know what I'm saying? And we're very simple in nature. We don't really ask for too much. And something hit me when I saw that stupid ass list about places that women don't like to go on a first date. It lets me know that women are very shallow, very fickle, and like the psychiatrist Schopenhauer said, women think short term. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why they are made to be teachers and caretakers, because they think like children. For the most part, we have to accept right now the game is rigged, and women are complaining and men are complaining that the game is rigged. Women are handing us a fixed deck, and they're saying, "Oh, men are not winning out here because of the kind of expectations that they put on us in order to just even have a conversation with them." When I was in college, I used to mentor kids. I went to Norfolk State and Norfolk, Virginia. And right across the street, literally right across the street, you had Booker T. Washington High School. And me and my bros used to go over there, and we used to mentor the kids. And one of the questions that they always asked us is, how do we deal with these girls nowadays? Because, we don't want to get hit with rape charges, or, we're tired of getting finessed. That women have these girls have these expectations. And we're kids like them. We're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. And they want us to take them to Roof Chris on a first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we navigate this labyrinth? And we didn't even have the answers because we were actually going through the same things. The same girls that sit in the same classrooms as us, expectations are set too high. They're looking for 6-figure niggas in college.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be objective about this shit, because I'm just not seeing it. Like, maybe because I'm in like these cities, maybe. But these young hoes ain't at least the boys that I mentored, they not telling me that shit. Where are you from? These hoes is getting pregnant.
Yeah, but where are you from?
Who are you mentoring? Basketball players? Football players?
Basketball. I said people that play real sports. Football.
But my point of it is everyone knows.
What did you just say here?
Everyone knows that sports teams have always gotten girls.
Fuck football.
The best thing about basketball on TV is that you could turn the fucking channel.
Yeah, basketball and gas off.
The best thing about football is that you can't see their stupid ass faces. We know they look dumb as hell.
Your daddy. Go ahead, Sam.
Hamp, did your wife go to college?
Huh?
Did your wife go to college?
Yeah.
Would you suggest that your children marry people that went to college?
I have all daughters, except I have one son. No, I recommend they get with blue collar men. So if that involves college, but I think they need somebody who going to work, coming home, working with his hands, sweating. You know what I mean? That's making the world function.
So I agree.
Can I say something real quick? Because I gotta.
Go ahead. Yes, me 7 minutes going back and forth. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's what is going on right now is that men men are not realizing that men are realizing now that the juice ain't worth the squeeze as far as dealing with women. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's almost like they tapped out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the more once you get older, your mindset change, and it seems like the kind of woman that we run into, even in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, still have the same mindset as the girls that they were when they were teenagers and stuff like that. You can go all on TikTok and see that. You know what I'm saying? They're all caping for attention. And they're all capable for attention, and they all have these high expectations, and some of them are even married. And then you get a bunch of pushback from other women who actually who are married and or single that actually share that same sentiment. Like they tell us that that we're gay or that we're incels and stuff like that, or she's living her best life. They don't see it as deplorable, to be showing your cash and prizes off to other men on the internet, and then they're trying to justify bullshit with more bullshit. What has to happen is this: it's okay to be average. You know what I'm saying? This is what men need to realize in order for them to not get into depression and not get into, not going broke and not going insane dealing with these extra regular ass females. It's okay to be average. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep telling yourself that, because these women, most of them are ordinary, to be honest with you. Most of them, just like I said, most of them are pretty, are average. They're fuckable 4s and 5s. That's what I call them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they expect men to be superheroes, and some of us are not capable of being that. We're still human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Misogynist, are you new to the channel by chance?
Yeah, I'm new to the channel.
Okay, word. God bless. Yeah, because that's actually a sentiment I share constantly. Like, men should operate like you ugly. And I call the women average every single day we get up this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's not a diss. 95% of people is average.
In facts, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because if these women weren't average, they wouldn't be putting on.
No, that's a bit of hyperbole. 97% of people can't be average, because that's not how.
No, but
But here's my point. Here's his point.
Yeah, I understand his point.
This is why, and Misogynist, a good dude. I ran across him. I thought this was the first place I saw you, Misogynist. But anyway,
nah, Fight Club.
Fight Club. Anyway, you bit off a lot there, young man. Okay. Number one, I keep going back to it because it's still there. Unless you're telling me this is all of the women and you're not interested, or you're not interested in focusing on the few that don't fit that description, then you need to leave the country. And I'm not being facetious, bro. I'm telling you, what you're saying is why beautiful women in Brazil are nice. Because they're all beautiful, and the men there, beautiful is par for the course. You can't roll up to the club bragging about how your car got headlights. This is what it is. In the Dominican Republic, in Puerto Rico, in Portugal, in Spain, this is what it is. These women are beautiful here. So they don't get to lean on beautiful and use it as much as leverage. But I say again, all we are doing right now in this panel is complaining about the women you don't want, and I haven't heard anything about finding the women you do. All I keep hearing is what most of them are. So don't date most of them, and so don't date them. Do you have a plan?
Well, let me give you a caveat then.
Jeff,
you know what I'm saying? All of us on here are black, right? Everybody on here is okay. I apologize.
I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman.
But he got a sister.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, most of us, we deal inherently with black women, right? And this is mostly an American black woman problem, where they think that their attitudes is indicative of being a strong, independent woman. And my question is who's making you weak, and what are you trying to be independent of? You know what I'm saying? So as much as they always browbeat us to say that we don't like women, by that logic, they don't really like us. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a lot of words,
bro. It ain't just black women, man.
But I'm
It's
saying
across the board at this point.
we deal with black women mostly,
Exactly.
and this is the tropes that they always.
I deal with
even
all women, and I'm telling you, it's across the board, bro.
Okay,
I
but
don't.
it
I
just,
go to where I'm
I'll agree with Sway
appreciative.
on this.
Hispanic women, white women, Asian women, bro.
Yeah.
They all get,
okay,
especially
but
the younger they are, the stronger and independent and
well,
more
his
privileges
point,
they feel that say so that
okay,
they want.
that's
Sway,
true. That's
his
true,
point
but it
wasn't.
doesn't.
He has a specific focus because he's just talking to the people on the panel.
we're
So he's
talking
saying,
but
But a
we're
bigger
talking
issue is
about
an American culture issue. It's not a black
but
woman issue.
let's deal with the issue that misogynist presented, though. That's the key, right? Like you can present a different issue, but he's saying based on the majority of black men dating black women, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, we just talk about black women right now.
Come on, this is barbershop talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Like as many years as I used to work at a barbershop. That was my first job sweeping up here when I was 15. And the same conversation that we're having now is the same conversation that we had in 1999 when I was 16.
So
you know what I'm saying? So it's obviously an inherent issue that needs to be addressed. And what we need.
So let's
Okay.
let's ask some questions. I understand the premise that you brought up, and that's been kind of the sentiment. But what are we doing differently? Are we just arguing with these hoes? Are we trying to put them in their place? Are we leveling it up? Like, what is the remedy here?
I
don't
There's you don't have
honestly. I don't think
you don't have a remedy if you have no power.
I keep coming up with a solution that everybody keeps high hurdling and ignoring. I'm only gonna say it one more time here today, and then fuck it. I guess maybe I'm not.
Deal with the women that ain't the problem.
And I told you how to find them, and nobody ever addresses that ever. We are men here. There's all dick and balls in here.
So let me ask you a question, Uncle Jeff. All right, so men, right? Generally speaking, beauty is number one. I'm not saying every man is like that, but from what I've gathered talking to men and understanding, we put beauty as the number one thing, and then we look for like respect, things come down the list, right? Can you guys all agree? Not saying you specifically, but men, beauty is usually the number one thing we kind of pursue.
Sure.
Yeah.
So does our list need to change? Does beauty need to drop to number 3 or number 2? Maybe number 3.
Because as you get older, and it depends, and you're getting certain results, you're gonna have to recategorize your preferences, right? When I was younger, I always went after, the hot light skinned girl. But then after a series of dating them, I recognized certain kind of commonalities. Then I had to look past that. Then I had to start looking at her values, her principles, and everything else.
Only thing is, not just to interject, unfortunately, you and Uncle Jeff, we don't give a fuck what y'all did because the landscape has changed. We can take your advice, but that's what y'all did. So now, I'm just saying your anecdotal examples are cute, but that was 100 years ago.
Okay.
No, but fam, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Wait. But I'm not saying what you guys saying is wrong. I'm saying it's right. But I don't give a damn what you did on a pen and paper. Y'all niggas barely know how to use a smartphone.
No, but this is I counsel, like in my job, I work with a whole bunch of young women out of college. 20. Wait a minute, hold up. 21 to 26 year olds.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying we can't take your advice. I don't give a shit about you guys' anecdotal examples. So I know you guys could probably school us, but whatever you did is what you did. The landscape has changed.
Okay. Well, what you just did is all right, brother. You just invalidated the story of David and Goliath, which was anecdotal. You just invalidated the story of Samson, which was anecdotal. Because what you're saying is that because it came before you and the landscape has changed means that it is absolutely invalid. And I don't know. No history works that way. No mathematics works that way. And I'm trying to figure out how this works that way.
I'm saying I don't want to hear no story about it. I'm saying that tell me. You guys can give us advice based on what we tell y'all. Your story doesn't resonate because the landscape doesn't even look the same.
Okay.
You know what to tell us. Just tell us that.
I'm trying to tell you. I've been telling you. And again, y'all keep high hurdling it. And I'm really beginning to take it personal. What the fuck? Okay. I'm telling you what to do tomorrow. I'm telling you what to do that has nothing to do with my time, but wisdom. I am telling you sites that I have been to. They aren't the only ones. They're just the ones I know that are on YouTube. Mama, knock it off. There are sites on YouTube where there are sisters who talking like they make some sense, and they have large followings, and these followings are from people who might be in your area. Look in that girl's social. Hold on. Look in that girl's social media. Look at what her friends are saying, and find a girl in your area to ask out. Pretty please with sugar on top, because somebody tell me why that isn't a place to start.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If you tell, because Uncle Jeff, here's what happens, and Kasim, here's what happened. You tell me, yeah, when I was a jive turkey and all that shit, back when I did X, Y, and Z, I'm not. No, listen to what. Oh, fuck it then. If we ain't listening, we don't gotta listen.
I'm listening to you.
All right, so listen to what I'm saying. You threw the white flag up.
Because you killing me.
So
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, I don't want to hear no bullshit story about what you did. I want to hear something like what you just said. That is what resonates with the boys now, because you gave them real time. Go to the Crimson Cures page, look at who's in her chat, women that are like-minded, and then go find them on social media. A young boy can use that today. That pen and pad notebook paper shit, we don't want to hear that shit.
Okay, I think I got it. I want you to repeat it again in case I missed it. You don't want any anecdotal shit that happened to me before. You want solutions that move forward. I think I got it. Okay. Yeah. I think I just gave that one.
You did.
I think that's not your first time hearing it. And I think that's not the first time of people hearing it now. But again, it's like we're in some kind of fucking matrix. Could somebody please tell me, could the next words that come out of some man's mouth be why that won't work, if you're going to use it, and when you're going to be back here with results? That's how you fix shit.
And Uncle Jeff, here's the fly shit. You said it damn near verbatim the first time. It's like the same exact way you just said it. Brother. That's the solution to me. Hell yeah. Like,
well, nobody will speak on it. Here's what you'll hear. Well, most women don't. Nigga, I'm not talking about most women.
Now, Kasim, I apologize if I was just joking around when I was saying you hold on and shit like that. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, Uncle Jeff gave us something tangible we can use right now.
I was going to do that as well, but I had allowed you to speak. So, in my line of work, I work with a lot of millennials, right? I work with women that are like 21 to like 26, and they come to me every now and then. Hey, Kasim, you know what? How do I find men like yourself? How do I find men that are doing things, that have good head on their shoulders? Because I'm looking for a good man, right? And I say you need to figure out where those men go, and you need to be where they are. You need to exert a certain energy and a certain openness and a certain agreeableness so that those men can recognize you. You need to work on your character and work on your deportment and really lean into your femininity, because those men are starving for women like you. Separate yourself from going out here with Melissa and all the rest of these crazy girls. You go to where the type of man that you want is, and you present yourself in the best light, and those men will gravitate towards you. And they have done that, and out of 5 of those girls, they're engaged right now.
Okay. I think what you said is 100% for somebody who will understand what you said. Now, you got a young girl. How do you put it in layman's terms? So what I'm hearing is, yo, shut the fuck up sometimes. Do you say it like that, or you always keep it?
No, I always keep it eloquent. As a leader, there's a way that you have to communicate that allows them to be receptive to you. There's a way that you have to be for them to respect you first, right? Before they can be open to listening to what you have to say. I have proven myself in my profession and in my workplace that I am well respected, right? So that they know the things that I say has some depth and some substance to it, and they gonna listen.
Now, what does fit when you say remain in their femininity? Oftentimes they need that defined for them. So how is that defined when they ask you?
Agreeableness. Be agreeable. Okay. Right? Add some insight to what that man is saying that he can be able to use, right? Because we as men, it's good to have some feminine insight when it comes to things that we want to do. Listen Yes, listen to what he says and take a genuine interest in that and express yourself in a way that he doesn't look at it as a threat, that he can look at it like, hey, like, you know what, this woman here can be nurtured. And when
Okay.
I say it like that, a light bulb comes on and they get it.
All right, question. What are you telling the young boys? I think you said it, but now I like the space where Uncle Jeff gave us something, you gave the ladies the game. What's the game succinctly that you give the young boys when they come like, yo, what's up with these bitches?
Basically, you stupid. Basically, what I tell these boys, also what I tell my sons, right? I got 3 boys,
Go
27, 25, and 23, right?
Word.
We all have these talks all the time. And I tell them to work on your character and your virtues and your principles, right? Because those things will shine a light where you attract certain people. Once you have those characters and those virtues, then you work on your profession and elevate to be in a better position where you can be better for someone and you can provide a certain lifestyle, right? And then once you're in that particular profession, you gain the respect from other individuals' like-mindedness, because like-minded men hang around like-minded men. And when you do that, the particular types of women will automatically come and gravitate to you. But because of the insight you have learned and your foresight and the things that you have gained, you can be able to pick and choose which out of those women demonstrates most of the characteristics that you're looking for in a woman.
Okay. Now, what happens when they hit you with some of the talking points of these women don't have it together, they're modern, yada yada yada, they don't want us type thing?
I say that those particular women are looking for a certain type of man, and those particular women you should not really be focused on. If you continue to work on yourself and you continue to have good values and good principles, that a certain type of woman will find herself to you, right? Most times than not, if you are at a certain level and you have certain values and certain principles, you're going to be repellent to a certain type of woman, because that woman know that she can't pass the dutchie to the left-hand side on you and she can't get over on you. And that's okay. You're not going to get everybody and everybody's not going to get you. However, the type of man that you are and what you have achieved in your personal, professional life and also in your values will attract a certain woman that's elevated from all of that, because I see it.
Go ahead, Savage.
I have a quick question.
What?
So, quick question. Are you an average income earner? Do you make a medium 50K a year?
No.
No. So the women
I used to, but I'm not anymore.
So,
you didn't wake up with your money, Kasim?
No, man, I had to go through the mud and deal with a lot of people's attitudes and deal with a lot of people's opinions and stuff like that. And I still progressed to the type of man that I am now. So I used to be that way, but I'm not anymore.
Okay. Savage, just to clarify on your question, and while you were dating Kasim, were you a high income earner?
When I was dating, yes.
Okay, so that I think that's Savage's point more so. Go ahead, Savage.
Yes.
Okay, well,
that's not my point.
What I'm saying is, if you're saying if he's out in the world getting women and he's above average earner, doesn't that make a difference?
It does, but that wasn't where I was going.
All right, go ahead.
Because you're talking about the young women that you work with asking you about getting a man like you, and you are an older man that also isn't an average income man. So she's asking you for advice to get a guy like you.
No, it's not about money. It's not about money. It's about my principles, my virtue, my character, my energy. The way that when I'm around a group of individuals, I have influence. She's looking for that type of man, that leadership quality. That's what she's looking at. Not about the money.
Well, let's Savage finish. I think that actually goes into his point, what you just said, Kasim. But let's see where he's going.
You never see a guy that's homeless having mass influence. You never see a guy that's homeless.
So you never see a guy living with his mama. They got a hella mass influence.
Okay.
In the sense that he's living with her, not she living with him.
How does this conversation and a couple things, brother had before I got to run. Number one, please do not ever throw away anecdotal information. This is a problem with the generation younger than us. Is that
No, it's not.
Is that you somehow are trying to use dead reckoning, which means I'm not going to use any information that came before me. I'm going to try to navigate where I'm going from what I know now. And that's just fucking dangerous. It's never worked for anybody ever. Number two, what this is beginning to sound like is that you guys just want to talk about the people who ain't shit. Now, if you could title these shows, today's shows about the people who ain't shit, then they would be easier to
What is
palate.
ain't shit?
Led by media. All the problems that you have with women, them women ain't shit. All the problems that you have with dudes, them dudes ain't shit. And every time that we discuss the people who are about something, the ways to get there, we somehow wind up back around on the people who ain't shit. That's what and that's your frustration. It's the fact.
Ain't the frustration.
It's that. Okay. If I could I finish? What it sounds like, Sway. You're right. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you what it looks like. And what it looks like is that every time that you get solutions, you don't leave, deal with the solution and come back. You revisit the problem, and that is absolutely not a way to fix anything.
The problem hasn't been addressed.
You guys are addressing the point.
Yeah, the interjections kind of got lost. Savage, you broke up too. I think that's what happened as well.
What problem?
No, you muffle, Savage. You muffle.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah.
When you go and ask Michael Jordan how to be like him, you're not asking Michael Jordan how to be bald. So when this young girl comes up to a man that's middle-aged, has built character based on how, like, your money that you make has some degree of your personality. You don't achieve things without characteristics, without principles. All these things come with the pursuit of money. So when you end up getting these things, money comes with it. So when these women ask for you, they're asking for a finished product. They're not asking for the average man, was my point.
That's not correct. They don't because when they speak with me, they don't see the money. They see the insight. They see the resolution and the problem solving skills. They see the maturity. They see the respect. They don't see the money. That's what they want.
Are you a boss at your job? Do you run stuff?
I'm really high up there.
Okay, there you go.
They can see the money.
So they can't. Wow, are they supposed to not see the fucking money?
No, he said
don't nobody want no lazy ass motherfucker. Don't make no money.
But you're not addressing what was said. He said they don't see the money, and that's why he said ask that money because they do that question because they do see the money. No. You don't exclaim. Kasim said they don't see the money. So we're not saying we agree with what you're doing. We're not saying they're supposed to. Kasim said they don't.
Okay, here's my problem, gentlemen. Here's my problem. It sounds like and I could be wrong, but it sounds like you're invalidating what they see and therefore his opinion in this space because he's too accomplished. That's what it sounds like. And I could be Kasim. Am I wrong? Does that?
It sounds. I think you hit it right there.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. Finish your point.
Good.
I think it sounds like you're expecting the men, either one, they have to become exceptional to get the outcomes they want out of women, or don't expect anything from them at all.
No, isn't the manosphere all about men becoming the best men that
we're
they can
talking
be?
about if men are the best and they are above average, then that's not above average anymore. So you still have to talk about the most men. So if most men are dealing with most women, and most women are somehow convoluting in their brain that they're above average and they're not giving the men that they would be fit for the time of day, or they're shitting on them and then expecting niggas like me to deal with them, then you start getting these back and forths of these men ain't shit and these women ain't shit. Because the women want me to cuff them and deal with them, but I won't, because I see who they really are. And so they put
They set a standard. They set me as the standard for niggas like Hamp, because you know Hamp 5'7", I'm 6 foot type deal. You know what I mean? So them football dumb niggas, they be setting standards on them based off of me and my criteria, which is unfair because they're not above average women, and so then they start shitting on men like Hamp.
Well,
the women that I see, that I am around, that I know, that I have been around are above average women looking for good men.
There's that.
That's what I see.
The whole
And that's cap.
was about.
No, it's not.
A lot of good.
You can't-
It says cap.
Sway,
It says
you
cap
can't-
as men.
Sway, you
It
can't-
says cap as men saying, "Oh, they want natural women or they want good women." No, you want naturally beautiful women. You don't want
Sway,
just natural women.
Sam,
There's a lot of
this is-
natural
this
women
is-
out here
Sway,
that are ugly as
Sam.
fuck and they're nice, but y'all don't want them.
This is
Okay,
my
back up.
experience, fam. This is what I experienced here in New York City and Manhattan. Okay, you can't negate
Bro,
my
I've lived in
experience
New
and what I'm
York. I've lived in
seeing.
Virginia. I've lived in North Carolina.
I'm living
I
here
can negate
now,
it because
and I have-
I'm the one you're talking about. You're not talking about your generation of men or women. Are you talking about my generation of men and women? So I can
Right,
tell
and
you
I-
to your face,
Sway.
you wrong because you're not dealing with them. I am.
Sway, yes, I am. I have a son your age, fam. My oldest son is 27.
That ain't you.
We talk every day, but you don't think I know what's going on out here, fam? You don't think that I'm just totally just shielded? That I don't know the nature of women and how they move? That I don't know that. Basically.
How did he get to where he is without knowing it? There you
Exactly.
go. How did he get there? How did he
It's
get
not
to
like-
this? How did he get to this high place that you can?
This is why we go back and forth with you old niggas. Y'all just like to
No,
talk.
you don't have to.
Not listen.
No. Oh, hold on, brother Kasim. Tag my fucking hand. You don't have to go back and forth with us because we got my shit is good.
My
You're
shit
the one
good
need
too.
help.
I'm
No,
not
no,
struggling.
it
I don't need help
No, it
because I'm not
isn't.
talking about myself. You keep bringing it back to my anecdotal and making it back to your anecdotal. I don't make it anecdotal. I make it general, nigga. Don't make it anecdotal, and you wouldn't have these back and forth. You feel attacked because you keep making it anecdotal.
Well, which one of us is acting like our auntie right now?
Listen for a second.
You look like one.
That's why I get up. That's
Oh,
why.
come on.
y'all come. Y'all. Because I watched the Fight Club once and I realized you gotta just get your points out regardless of what the other people are saying oftentimes. And so then we get on, and I'm not throwing shade at Fight Club, but that's the energy. So now are we really even conversing at this point? And that's the concerning part. Like, we not making no headway. But what I'm hearing is Sway just told us he's in Virginia. I would assume maybe Hampton Roads of some sort, and then North Carolina. That demographic is different than Manhattan.
I lived in New York.
No, well, you lived in
Brooklyn.
Manhattan?
Brooklyn.
So even and then if because team, I don't want to be too much in your business. What are you uptown? No,
I'm in Chelsea. I'm
So-
in kind of like Midtown. However, there are commonalities in women.
Hold on a
right?
second. I'm not saying there's not commonalities. I'm saying that it is different. So the lens is different. Like, for instance, we were having a conversation yesterday, and I mentioned brunch, and my man was like, "We don't do brunch," but he live in Ohio. But if you in Manhattan or DC or Atlanta or Houston, brunch is a staple. So you have to be open to the demographics have similarities, but there are huge differences. And I feel like y'all motherfuckers is just steady making y'all points as opposed to consuming the point that was made to you. And Uncle Jeff, you said ignoring the past. I'm not saying ignoring it. I'm saying you guys belabor points by start giving us anecdotal examples of what you used to do as opposed to just advising. And then when you use anecdotal examples, it gets dismissed because it's just you. So that's why Sway just said what he said. See, I'm actually listening so to see if maybe we can gain traction. I'm not just talking because I think I'm fucking right.
Okay, Hamp.
Yeah.
A couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Did I give any advice?
Yes.
Did Brother Kasim give any advice?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a chance that maybe, just maybe, the people who are complaining or still in this conversation to say, you know what? That is solid advice that I'm going to try and get back to you with. The only reason that I asked that is that, and it could be you're right, because we're accomplished, because we're older, we survived some shit a lot of people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And we really trying to help y'all when we talk like this. And when you tell me about this anecdotal thing, I'm taking it in the heart, brother. I'm listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to get you to see is that you're not looking. This is a problem of the dudes in your generation not looking at themselves properly. If you look at yourself properly, then you understand that there's a woman that you don't even need to, that isn't in your purview, which makes these women disappear. If they disappear, why complain about them? Now, if you are an average guy, then you're going to have, and you are cursed with, the complaints about average women. I submit to you that everybody has something they're above average at.
Yeah.
And they need to focus on that.
Yeah. I like that. And Uncle Jeff, that's good. And you know what made me say that to Uncle Jeff, not to just belabor a point, but like in terms of you having to give anecdotal, is because what Kasim said, he don't need to tell them he got this degree and got this much money. It resonates.
Right.
When older gentlemen are talking, we can almost feel when they full of shit. I don't need to hear no stories to know if you was a shooter or not. And so oftentimes, you know what I'm saying? You just get that feel. So oftentimes we don't even know what you did. We just want to hear what you got to say because it resonates. It's like an aura type of thing. I don't know how to explain. I don't think I'm doing a good job of trying to paint that picture, but you don't got to tell somebody you the man. You know what I'm saying? So to speak. So that's cool. You feel me? And Sway, what? Go ahead, Savage.
The point that I was trying to make was we started this off by the common average person. So when you ask him about advice about the women he works with and them asking about him, those two groups are not part of the average, which was what the solution we were trying to get to. Like when Michael Jordan comes up here and tells me he's been laying them down for years, I expect that. That doesn't help the common man. But for me, I'm 34 and married, and I'm a 6-figure earner. But my wife was a single mom. How many of you guys on this panel would tell a guy to marry a single mom?
I wouldn't.
That's my point. So if
define the point, because I just said I wouldn't. Explain the point for the people in the back.
So I get clowned a lot for I married a single mom. Okay. But the fact that a lot of these average men are going to have to make these kind of decisions to get with women, because a lot of women don't want average men.
Okay, I see that. I understand now. I understand what you're saying. Griot Academy. What's up with the 20 ball? Appreciate you. We have to be able to recognize the females out here now that we have to stay away from. That's Uncle Jeff been saying for 45 minutes. And why? In order for us to know what to and why? In order for us to know what to go for, which is Kasim's point also. There are a lot of females that will act one way to trap men. Now that's the point that I think Sway and them been kind of highlighting. So this comment is like the whole thing, which maybe goes back to Uncle Jeff's point, which is everybody's right to an extent. And I guess the point is how we overcome it. Sway, I think I cut you off when I was trying to get in. My fault. Do you remember what you were saying? Or you were just talking shit, I think, at that point?
I mean, I'm probably talking shit. But like I said, the main disconnect is I feel there's a lot of talking instead of hearing. And if we want to say, self-improvement on the young men, it's fine. But to acknowledge what we are going through and the experience we're having, we aren't crazy. Like, even me, I've had to go through women after women after women, or even women that I'm not dealing with, and I'm just having conversations with them about the mindset, and they give me pushback. I'm the type of nigga they will want, and they give me pushback, and I'm like, bro, I can only imagine if you aren't 6 foot, good looking, with a job, your own crib, car, masculine, head on his shoulder, like just a regular dude. What they got to go to, let alone these chicks listening to them. They barely listen to me, and I'm good at articulating my point to them. And the fact that I have to go through all these hoops and hurdles just to make the point, I feel I personally feel for the average dude. Is my thing. Is the fact that they have to go through all these hoops and hurdles that I know men of Jeff's generation or before and didn't necessarily have to go through as hard. And they might have had to go through some, but not to the level we're at now. Not even close.
Okay, I'm confused as to what it is that makes you think I don't understand that these broads is horrible. That anytime somebody's singing the lyrics back to WAP. Somebody's doing all the twerking. I don't know what I don't know what's being missed. I have said this. Let me directly address these average brothers you're talking about. Dear dudes who are not 6 feet tall like me, who are not rich like me, who were not jocks in school like me, who were nerds like me. Right now, if you find yourself as an average man in America having these problems with women, here's what I suggest you do. Go to Erica Lachey's page. Go to Danica Marie's page. Go to Crimson Cure's page. Look for the girls who might be in your city who agree with how she's commenting, that have comments, and then look at those girls and ask one of those girls out. If that doesn't work, I suggest you do this. Get out of this country, go to the Dominican Republic, go to Puerto Rico, go to Spain, go to Portugal, go to Brazil. These are places that I have been where there are black women who will treat you fairly. But here's what I tell you not to do. Sit around wasting your fucking time complaining because you an average man that can't get along with average women. I'm solution oriented. That's a solution. And until you prove to me that solution doesn't work, I don't give a fiddler's fuck about your complaints.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't think the women give a fiddler's fuck about an average dude. And like I said, average dude is gonna be average.
We go again.
I mean, there's only if every average dude becomes not average, then that's the new average, and then the women will just want more, even more. Then the average was 40,000, and now they want 100,000+.
I think you might have missed everything I just said.
I heard exactly what you said. If you spoke to average dudes, most dudes, and they was to all self-improve, that doesn't necessarily mean the women are going to start dealing with them.
I didn't say anything about the self-improvement of the dudes just now. I said nothing about that.
You told men to what? Go find different women?
Bruh. Now
but if those women also find them average, or you told them to go into an area where they're above average, like a different country, because you make $33,000, you're top 1% in the world, but in America, you're poverty line. No,
brother. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Then repeat yourself. Sorry.
Okay. Wow. Dear young brothers who are average, yes, dear young brothers who are not 6 feet like me, who were not jocks in school like me, who were nerds like me, who are not rich like me. Here's what you do. Go to the channels of Erica Lachey, Crimson Cure, Danica Marie, Sister Shahrazad Ali, and listen to those sisters there. The sisters that comment, follow their social media. Trace it back to your area and sisters who think like that in your area. Go through those sisters' social media and look at those sisters' pictures and approach those women and ask them out. If that does not work here, if you try that experiment and you fail, here's what I suggest you do. Get a passport. Go to Brazil. Go to the Dominican Republic. Go to Spain. Go to Portugal. Expand your horizons, because in these places, these women's minds are not poisoned like the minds are here. They don't think this way. There are beautiful women there that are just nice. Go there, because this is what I would do if I was you. Now, I need you to tell me what in there I said about them improving themselves for the women here, them changing for the women here, or one complaint about the women here and why that don't work.
I think the only thing you missed was that those women don't want average niggas.
What women?
The women even you told them to go find.
Wait a minute. Okay, Brother Sway, I have to ask you. Have you been to Portugal?
Brother.
Yes or no?
Brother, I know people from Portugal, and they're going to tell me the exact same thing. It's actually worse in Portugal.
Okay.
Way worse.
Brother, have you
I think they have, just recently, they have like a 90% divorce rate.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. Have you been to Brazil?
No, I've never been to Brazil.
Okay. Have you been to Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been to the Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're telling me then, in the places that you have been, the places that you went,
you keep making it about me, bro.
Well, because we're both speaking from experience.
No, I'm not speaking based off of my experience.
Then you're right. You're right. I make it a habit.
If you listen to earlier, I told him that I'm not an average dude based off of my age and demographic. I'm not.
Okay. Well, this is where you got me, brother, because I don't like to speak a lot on other people's experiences. It is just I speak in the things that I have seen, the things that I have done, and the things that have worked for me. And when I turn around and look, a lot of other successful people are doing the same damn thing that I'm doing. So you're right. What it sounds like you're telling me is that there just isn't an answer to this problem, or this is a super problem.
Are you an average dude?
What's that?
Are you an average dude?
No.
So that's the point. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the coach.
It's like I can't tell as an above average dude by all metrics. I can't put my game, my logic onto an average dude and expect him to get the same outcomes.
Then
it's
you
like
can never
Savage
expect him to
saying,
grow.
that's like Savage saying, you're talking to Michael Jordan and he's speaking based off of experiences and is telling the average dude, hey, do what I did, but he's not Michael Jordan.
Brother, you have just invalidated every mentor, every coach.
Mm-hmm.
You have just basically said,
no, you need us. That's not true. You need us. The point is you need to speak to who you're actually talking to and meet them where they're at.
The
not
military.
Try to put
Did I not? Did I not? Where did I fail? Explain where I failed.
No, you make it anecdotal, and you just said you're not an average dude. So we're trying to give advice to the average guy. You can't give advice that would work fine for an above average dude to an average dude.
Let me read these super chats real quick. Marcus Evans with the $2. Let's just have the conversation like men. Agree, Marcus. Enos was popping with the is that euros? No, that's pounds. What's up, Hamp? Love watching the clips. Yeah, man, it take enough energy to make them, that's for sure. So I appreciate it. Arnold Allen was popping with the $5. If we are saying that the average woman is unmarriageable, we end up leaving 70% of men out of the market. The same way women say don't settle. Arnold Allen with the $5 once again. The marriage rate is already 20 to 30%. This combo doesn't help. We are already selective. The people in the middle are left out of these conversations. Marcus Evans with the $5. The fact that Uncle Jeff had to repeat himself says everything about this conversation. This is why the art of listening is key. This one, Sway, does this somewhat mirror your sentiment?
Like, for the most part, I mean, if we're going to speak on most people and the struggles of most people, I'm not going to make it about myself. Then yes, if we're only trying to give advice to the above average people on how to get their outcomes, to get the outcomes they want, then this isn't going to be advice for most people. It's going to be advice for a certain demographic of people.
So, okay, so let me ask some clarifying questions. So you are saying, like, when I'm saying, Sway, I play football, I'm in a fraternity, yada, yada, yada. You saying that when I'm talking about my experience, I need to shut the hell up because it don't pertain to most men. I'm not saying you tell me shut the head up, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of off base. Because
if your advice was to them, hey, somehow get into a fraternity and then the bitches will come, but the motherfucker's broke and he can't pay his dues, that might not be the advice to give to that brother.
Yeah, or if
he
I'm like,
can't
hey,
do
come
that.
play football, because you can't nobody
He
just
can't play football and he's scrawny as hell with no athleticism, no nothing, no skill for it. That ain't the advice to give him.
Okay, now what if I say, bro, you looking for women in the wrong places? You should look here for women based on what you have to offer and based on what you're looking for. Is that sound?
Yeah, I mean, for most part, yeah, meet the women that are on your level. But the biggest issue is is even when they find those women that we all know is on their level, those chicks don't think they're on their level. They think
This
they're
brother
meant for
don't
niggas
want
like
you
me and
don't
you.
want answers.
Well, so hold on. So
I gotta
You
go.
don't like to have a conversation. You just think you're right.
So Sway, but if I say you looking in the wrong places and I showed them the right place to look, I'm also gonna make sure I vet that place somewhat and hoping that those women aren't delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just gonna say go look here, but I'm saying these.
Do you think they're not delusional based off of your experiences dealing with them?
So okay, so that because
exactly.
And that's the point that you were saying about like when they come to, or Sav was saying when they come to Kasim is like almost on a pedestal to them because they can feel the accomplishment coming from him. So they're gonna be more realistic with him as opposed to Joe Schmo, who's 5'7" and overweight. They be like, Joe Schmo, get the fuck out of here, even though they 5'3" and overweight.
Exactly.
We can test this. So if you were to go and you wore just like a pair of Levi's and a t-shirt, and you didn't have no jewelry on, you didn't have a fancy car, and you drove somewhere and hit on some lady in a rental that was a Honda Accord, and told them that you were a mover. Not that you owned it, you just moved boxes for a living. You would see what these dudes are dealing with.
I see what you're saying. And you know what else comes with access and like doing all these things too? Like how you talk, how you carry yourself, so on and so forth.
Exactly. That's it. What you're leading with.
Yeah, and so Savage, to that, I don't know if I would lose that going in a pair of Levi's and telling them I would move her. Like, don't you think people still have a feel to them?
They do, but that would give you the best reality of what the men are dealing with from your point of view. Because the average man isn't around sororities. They're not around fraternities. The average man isn't on the football team. He's not the star quarterback. He's not the rapper that's got a little bit of fame in his city. Like, the average man is just a dude that gets up and goes to work and comes home. So he's not going to have all this smooth jive talk that everyone else has. So, like, again, like, this stuff is good for the people it's good for, but the problem that we were talking about was the average woman and the average man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can understand it and then to you guys' point, the average woman is getting a battery put in her back. The average man isn't.
Well, also you got to think that the average woman so more women are going to college. And as soon as a woman gets a degree, she automatically assumes that she's better than a guy that doesn't have a degree. So then on top of that, look at Love. Love is educated. Love has money. Look how she swooned over O'Shea or Osa. He had everything going for him until he said he had 3 baby moms. And then immediately she still was into it. But if you have 3 baby moms, you have something that women like. You have some smooth talking game to get in those women's pants. The average guy doesn't have 3 baby moms. Like,
well, what I'm saying is battery in her back is those things. So the degree, people praise it. They get likes on Instagram if they show they ad, and these hoes average as hell at best. But people are giving them dopamine hits while the average man isn't getting it. So now when these two average people that should be together, they can't come together because of the delusion on one side. You see what I'm saying?
I'll give you an example from my life. So my wife's brother, he went to school to be a mechanic. He's been working at a dealership for like 18 years. He's 38. He's been working there since he was like 20. He makes more money than his wife, who went to school and has a master's degree. She makes like 40 or 50K a year. He makes 100K a year. She's mad. She's said in public in front of other people that she's mad that she went to school and got a degree and he makes more money. Like, it's a problem. Like in her mind, her saying that, her view is that she's better than him. And he's an average dude. He didn't make 100K when he got out of school. He didn't make 100K until probably 10 years ago. But his wife, who she said I will do, still has this priority in her head of her being better than her husband based on her degree.
No, I see. I understand. I just wanted to break it down because I also know when we give examples, people will pick apart the example you give. Right. So like if you use, because we've been honest on the internet. So if you use like yourself, right? They'll start asking a bunch of questions. Why this? Why that? Did you get in trouble? You know what I'm saying? Then they try to pick this shit apart. Well, yes, she should be judging him because he's a convicted felon or he been in prison. You know what I mean? Like they do that. That's why I kind of just broke it down more generally because they can't pull apart my synopsis of what kind of you and Sway are saying.
Well, yeah, I also don't live in a major city. Like I live outside of a college town in the rural area, and we went to a rural high school. Like the school we went to had a pig farm across the street from the high school. That's how rural the high school was. And she went to school not in a big city either, and she had this mindset. So like if average women that are just going to college for a bachelor's degree in basket water weaving are thinking this, and more women are going to college, that would go to prove that more average women think this way.
Yeah, no, I don't even think you got to prove it. I think just breaking it down succinctly is the key. I don't think people are disagreeing. I just think it resonates with me because I'm trying to understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we get lost in, is everybody trying to prove a point or understand or trying to learn. I think if you want to be wrong, that's where you get the best out of the conversations, or at least at the very least open to being wrong. You know, still, damn, that's interesting though. No Cupcake Zone with the $2. Lizzo still thinks she can date Michael B. Jordan. Go ahead, Christine.
No, man, I'm just listening, right?
Oh.
Everyone has their experiences and what they come across with women. And it's either, you take these experiences or you take what you're hearing and the feedback that they're giving, and you're using some of that and applying it to your life in some capacity in order to get a better outcome. And that's what I'm all about. That's what my main point is. Yes, there are women that act a certain way. There are women that conduct themselves a certain way. There are women with a certain mentality. Yes. So now that you know that, and you want to be involved with a woman, in a relationship with a woman, how do you take that information? What plan do you have based upon that information to get the outcomes that you want? If you know that by nature, they gravitate to certain attributes and certain characters that a man has, right? No matter what it is. So you know these characteristics and these attributes and these virtues of what they gravitate to, right? And if you want to be in a relationship with these women, it would be best for you to know that and make a plan so that you can have more successful outcomes. When I was a little bit younger, I had to deal with that. I had to be like, hey, listen, I need to figure out how women think, how they operate, and how they work, so that therefore I can get a better understanding. So when they do these particular behaviors, I don't get as frustrated. And because I know where they're coming from, and I can use that as an opportunity to apply my problem solving, to apply my love, to apply, my system and order and structure in order for them to relinquish some of that so that they can have more confidence and following me. And I've had pretty good success doing that. I've shared the information, with my sons My oldest son, he just got married 2 years ago. My middle son, he's engaged, and my youngest son, he's just finishing up his degree, and he's going to work a little bit more on himself and his career before he starts looking for a woman. So I get it. We all go through these things as men, dealing with women, but I think it's important for us to understand how they think, how they act, so that therefore we don't get as frustrated when they do it.
And Kasim, just one question: Are you married?
No.
Okay.
I was married. I was married before for 8 years.
Okay. You believe in marriage still?
Do I believe in marriage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Sway, what's your final thought on this, Playboy?
I agree. You gotta accept the reality of the situation. The only problem is, I think men have the tendency of doing that a lot easier than women. And the other issue is, I would like to tell average men to humble the average woman they're dealing with, but those average women don't respect them. And so it seems like a nigga like me has to humble them for them. And I'm not the biggest platform, not the only guy in the world. And a lot of guys, in my opinion, even guys like me, just want box, and they're not going to tell them that because it's not in their, it's not incentivized for us to do so, because then we would be taking away our own box that we can get freely from all these women. You know what I mean? So the above average dudes aren't really vouching or humbling the average woman for the average dudes, and then the average dudes don't get any respect from women in general until they make themselves kind of stand out. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's just going to be a perpetual cycle unless something happens. And right now, I don't think anything is going to happen. I think the above average dudes are going to keep winning, and then the average dudes are going to keep suffering until they find one that tolerates them, and hopefully they can tolerate back. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You can agree. A lot of dudes pretty much deal with women for constant box. They'll deal with a woman they don't even like just because they want coochie around. I've seen it from old to young to new to school to old school. Like, a lot of men nowadays keep women around just for box, not even because they like them. And I think that's dumb. I think you should go to where you're appreciated, and box will come. I think a lot of things are standard. Box is standard. Head game is standard. Woman cooking and cleaning should be standard. But if you don't set those as a standard, then you can't expect those outcomes.
Savage.
I honestly think that us older men are going to have to end up instilling this into our daughters and changing this behavior. And these average men are going to have to wait till the culture changes, or they're going to have to deal with the sloppy seconds of the top 10 or top 20% running through chicks. And after those women are busted and disgusted, then settle for them. Like, I don't really see a good option for the average man.
Neither does the baby. No Cupcake Zone podcast with the $2. He clearly lives in an ivory tower. Grill Academy with the $10. We men have to take our power back. I no longer accept women's standards of relationship. I set the standards of what I want, period. I think you guys kind of hit it, man. I think we need to reprioritize what's important, because I think Sway is 100% accurate in the box is the key. And the men that can get box try to get it from every woman they can. But then, like what Savage said, what does that leave? I think if we reprioritize, and I get it, I'm not saying it's a great contract to sign, but if we reprioritize relationships and marriage, and men stop being whoremongers, and these hoes stop being whores, I think that we would get better results, and I think it would be more evenly distributed. Where if women required some semblance of a relationship or marriage before they open their legs, and then men start to value that nuclear family and raising kids and having that household, I think that we may be able to even some things out. But like Savage said, that's a social almost rehaul. And it might just be, I might just be thinking in the clouds,
Nah, pretty much. If the women can't get the attention from the men that they want, they're gonna have to start settling trying to get the attention from men that
They
are
deserve.
on their level. They
Yeah.
deserve. Like it's just what it is. But unfortunately, like we are the least path of resistance. If I made it to the top, I'm gonna take all the benefits that come with it. Fuck that. Men all want coochie, and I can do something that most men can't do, and I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna
And
do
I'm
it.
gonna accept it. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it. But you gotta, I don't know, I guess you also have to instill that into the boys. You know what I mean? Just tell your son, just because you're above average, just because you can take it, don't mean you should. You know what I mean? There's certain principles and guidelines in life that you need to understand that you affect the balance of nature, the balance of order.
Yeah.
The fact that you have this much influence. What is it? The Uncle Ben saying, great power comes with great responsibility. So the above average men got to understand that, acknowledge it, and be willing to actually do something about it. But to control those men and to get them to get buy-in, typically that came from the family unit, either their mother, father, grandparents, shit like that. Like they had a community that controlled them. That's why a lot of people, I think, should go to church or be a part of a religion, because then somebody else outside of the two in the relationship, the husband and wife, is holding them accountable for their actions.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, look at
unmuted somebody. Get out of here. Go ahead.
look at the church though. Look how many men have left church. Why have men left churches?
But Savage, that's not necessarily the hole he went down. He's just saying some level of community accountability would
I'm not
help.
disagreeing with his point, but I'm saying you used to go to church to find a good woman. Men started leaving churches because the church realized in order to survive, they need the donations of the women. So they've catered the way they preach it to the women. So there's a bunch of single moms and women there now. Like everything in society is shifted that way.
Yeah, it's just a broken construct, but it's still, hold on, man. But it still doesn't see, that's the only thing, Savage. Not that, that's when we have an issue. Like he makes a good point, but then we take away from the point by telling the issues about the example he used to illustrate the point.
Well, no, I wasn't tearing down his example. I'm saying that
You did though.
You did, fam.
You didn't have malicious intent, but you tore it down, and now it also all kind of waters the point when we agree with the point.
No, like we should. The church would change if more men went to church and did families in church. But the environment now has geared towards women and pushed men out of it.
No, Sav, you misunderstood.
The men is one man typically running the church.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying though? It's a great point. Then we say, oh well, it's a bad example. No, let the point stand, like so it can resonate. You know, and we can talk about the church later. Like, yo, we call Sway, you know, when you watch film after the game, hey, Sway, next time don't use the church because the church is shit. But not when everybody like, okay, I can see how a community accountability makes sense.
Well, I
And it has
apologize.
worked
That's not what I was
before.
trying to do.
Yes, the community accountability, it has worked and it does work. Somehow we've kind of strayed away from that. You know, I remember, when the whole village raised a child, right? In my little area, in the projects that I grew up, in Newark, New Jersey, the whole village raised a child. If any child was acting out of line, any woman in that particular building can correct and chastise that child, right? Without it being seen as anything wrong. That woman that would chastise that child would go tell that child's mother or grandmother about the acts that they did and the correction that they did. And then that grandmother or mother would again correct the behavior, So the community correction and the community shaming, it does work, and it has worked before in the past, but somehow we have strayed from that.
Yeah. Yep. And then Kasim, and then this is what people do, right? Then I say, well, you can't touch nobody's kids these days, right? They call DCF. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why say, okay, cool. But what you saying is the point that we need to take home. You know what I'm saying? Like because the community matters, man.
Yeah, it does.
If you were shamed by all your neighbors, you less likely. If you embarrassing not only your family but your neighborhood, you less likely
to repeat that behavior. Right? Yeah. I know. The things that as a kid when I was growing up, I got corporal punishment, and I got whoopings and I got beatings and stuff like that as a form of correction. But it was strange that those things that I've gotten that form of correction from, I never repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and you know what's ill about that corporate corporal punishment? When a man is doing it, that's what really takes the cake. You know what I'm saying? Like
yes,
like my mom, she hit I had 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and she hit my youngest brother with a broom, and it broke, and we all sitting there laughing. It was over with. He was only 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ma, you can't do shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But when my father come, you like, okay, I gotta chill. You know, like it's
because you know that when he hit you, it just hit different. You know what I'm saying? It you make your teeth click and your teeth chatter, and you get the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you finally come to, you wake up in your bed with your pajamas on, you're nicely showered, and then here is your mom, wiping your little wounds away, telling you how messed up that was, and don't do it again.
Facts. Because she could actually play the role that she built the best to play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The dad was the enforcer. The mom was the one that licked the wounds.
Yeah, and my dad did concrete, so that nigga hands hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think it's deeper than that, though, than the shame and the punishment. You have to build a value system, and if they don't value community, families, other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, other people how they look at them, then they're gonna move how they want to move. And I think right now we do push happiness, self-thought, be happy with yourself, and that's all that matters. Fuck what everybody else think about you. And that level of that's fine in a certain level of confidence, but in totality, you definitely have to be aware and cognizant of how people view you, how people feel about you, how you reflect in the energy you give off to other people, and because it's all connected. It's all interconnected.
It is, but then
you have to value your neighbor's opinions. But if I don't value my neighbor's opinions, I don't give a fuck if they shaming me. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can't, and that's why you need. Sometimes we didn't always understand the full lesson, but we understood that we didn't want the consequences.
Exactly.
And so that has something to do with it. Yes, you need to understand the value, but at a point, a motherfucker ain't listening. They will, if they don't want to get punched in the face, they won't do the thing, and then you could teach them why later. Like, it may work backwards sometimes, Damn, man. Hey, Kasim, I gotta get your Can you see the back chat?
Let me get to my thing here. Let me see.
It says private chat. I'm just gonna shoot my email in the Tway, do I got your number?
I don't think so.
All right, just shoot me an email real quick. I'll just put my email. This might be risky at Gmail. If y'all get a second, just shoot me a quick email so we can stay connected.
All right, I copied it. I'll definitely do that, man. Listen, thank you so much, for having me on this platform. I hope the things that I said to encourage men to strive and to be better as an individual, as a person, character-wise, right? And let that light shine so that people can see it and people can gravitate to that.
Word. Yeah, no, definitely. I think when people listening back, there's some gems. You take the meat, pause, spit out the bones, right? I mean, everybody's saying something I can learn from. That's how I view it. So I appreciate you, bro. Good insight.
All right, fam. Thank you, man. One love.
Y'all can be safe. Yeah, man. Sway, man, I appreciate you as always, man. They started to get on your nerves. Dang, man. Savage with the $2. My bad. I wasn't trying to do that. Nah, there wasn't no bad intent. It just sometimes people get focused on the example as opposed to the substance of what's being said, Arnold Allen with the $2. But you work for Anton. Who is he talking to? I don't know. Arnold, who's that for? I don't understand it. Damn, man. Sway, you still there? He must be on a call or something. Yeah, man. Damn, that shit was a good show, man. I started out with Joe Smith, but I want to do a little bit more of like seeing what men. Oh, Sway dropped already. Oh yeah, I don't know why, Sway. I just think there's a lot of like men not talking to men, and definitely I'm all for holding the women accountable. I whoop Love's ass every Tuesday at 11 or 12 p.m. Eastern. So, that's the job. Somebody got to do it. But I think there's a lot of copping. I'm not saying this world of dating and in marriage and all that is easy, but men gotta be men at the end of the day. And we always talking about we provide provision and protection and women need us. But if we complaining as much as them, none of us know how to hunt anymore. People ain't getting in fist fights anymore. Everybody in the house, we not socializing. Most cats don't know how to really use the burner if they needed to. But we touting all these talking points. But if we had to back them up, could we? So I don't know. Just thinking through it, man. Just trying to make sure it makes sense. You know what I mean? So, I see. Oh, you was talking to Sway. Okay, he's talking community, but Anton's about. So, damn, man, this has been awesome, and I really, really appreciate y'all. This is a risky pop up. We just. Mike Brown, shout out to my brother Mike Brown, sent me the clip about Joe Smith, and the hell with them hoes, man. Again, I'm gonna say this again. If her bed is on the floor, get out of there. If she got noodles and hot pockets only, get out of there. If her friend group is going on a bunch of girls trips, get out of there. If you supposed to be locked in with her and she's still getting good morning texts and hey big head texts, get out of there. If you cheat and then after you cheat she see messages in your phone or you see messages in her phone, she trying to get on some get back shit, get out of there. If she don't got a father, do a deep assessment, so on and so forth, man. No doubt. Yeah, I live in Houston now, but shoot me an email. This might be risky at gmail.com. Army Joe. Yeah. You can go at Dana and Ro. You want to do a one-on-one? If you want to do a one-on-one, let me know. This might be risky at gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all shoot me an email. Word, J-Dub? I know sometimes it be late, so I know sometimes you'll probably log off. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. But nah, this was a good one, man. And I think there's a whole, not a whole, but there's a segment for like early morning where we all getting up. We all got Beats headphones. You just listen to it. You know what I mean? Rock out, make your comments, go to work. That morning meeting that nobody want to go to, why not put it in your ear? Pause. You know what I mean? So yeah, Joe, man. Yeah, shoot me an email, bro. We could do the one-on-one for sure. I got rules for it. How it works is you come up, your first minute is you set your premise. They set their premise. There's a slight rebuttal to the premise. I may or may not do that. And then next one, I ask a question per each contender. And then there's a panel that'll ask questions to each contender. And then there is a 10 to 15 minute just all out. I'm not facilitating it. You got to fight for the room in the conversation and the debate that you're having. And then we recap the shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a one-on-one, they ain't scared. So holla at me, man. This might be risk. Damn, I spelled my own shit wrong. Hold on. This might be risky at gmail.com. If y'all ain't doing nothing, if you looking for another show, go to Chaotic Truth Live. Chaotic Truth Live is live right now. He's talking about the young boy, I think it was like middle schooler, who got shot trying to steal that car. Yeah, Sway, you can send me a are you still in the back? Yeah, shoot me your number, Sway. It's easier for me like that. You know what I'm saying? But just email it to me. That way we got both. Oh, okay. I got you. Yep, I got you. I'm trying to figure out who would be a good matchup. Hey, misogynists, they tough now, but you I think you're used to this though, so you'd be good. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the super chats, man. Those things come in handy. I got 6 kids, 2 sets of twins under 2. They all in diapers. You feel me?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Ali,
Shit like that.
appreciate
Shit
you.
like
Savage. Always. Wapo, thank you for sending me that clip, bro. Stanford Henson, man. Hey, man, we've been locked in, bro. I really, really appreciate the support. ShanaeFulton.com. Go get her book. She wrote a book a month ago. Like 4 or 5 months ago. And she's been gaining. She's like top 80,000 on Amazon. That sounds like a lot, but there's 1 million books on Amazon. So something to be said there. Griot, appreciate you big time. Marcus Evans, always a pleasure, my G. People need to show you love for just the support you be showing, because I'm telling you, you could be watching anything. Enos, appreciate you as always, man. From across the pond, be safe. Arnold, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. No Cupcake, I was mad you dropped off, man. We was having a good dialogue. It's all good. Service King, you already know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all. Be safe, do the right thing, get over the chaotic show, or do your push-ups. I'm about to go try to lose this gut for sure, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.